The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Who's playing quarterback for the Jets in 2025? We'll talk to Frankie V from uStadium about that and much more. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started.
Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby.
Number one, we play with maximum effort. There's 3 elements of effort. Got burst, speed, and finish. If I don't see one of those, man, you're a traitor. Go play for somebody else. Win, lose, or draw. The one thing you're going to say about our defense, using the fight. That's an ass kicker.
We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Heading to the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chat, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quentin Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show.
Here we go on a Wednesday. Reminder to join the Patreon if you haven't, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Get in our Discord. And I also want to share this with all the Asmaniacs. When the brackets are released for Asmaniac Madness at the end of the month, the first place you will see the brackets and be able to fill one out for yourself will be in the exclusive Jake Asman Discord channel. The only way you gain access to that is by signing up for the Patreon. It's included with your membership, patreon.com/Jake Asman Show. Joining us right now to talk all things Jets is the co-founder of uStadium, the co-host of the Gangs All Here podcast with the New York Post, Frankie V, joins the program. Hello, Frankie.
Jake, how are we? I've been waiting to hop on. I've been waiting for you all week, man. I've been waiting for you. I'm licking my chops here a little bit.
Well, I want to start with this, Frankie. Congrats to you on the Jets listening to your vision. All right. They're like, we want to be bad. Frankie's been saying it. We want to go 4-13, and we're on our way to doing it. Your thoughts?
You know what, man? Sometimes you need to listen to a crazy old Italian guy. That's what my parents told me when I was younger. So, Jake, it's going to be okay. Slow and steady wins the race, right? The tortoise won the race, not the hare, if I recall. So give it a little more time. I know we're all worried and this drought, whatever. Give it some time. I actually like what the Jets are doing for once. I actually really do.
What do you like about what they've done? Are you talking about the coaching hire, the coaching staff, moving on from Rodgers?
I like that the head coach is putting his stamp on this team. He's telling everybody out there, this is not the Aaron Rodgers show. This is not the Devontae Adams show. This is not about the players. It's about the team. And I thought that was quite apparent in his presser. And it seems like he's standing by those words that he said his opening day here. So I like that. I didn't think Saleh did that. I never did. I didn't think Bowles did that. Gase obviously didn't do that. I think for the first time we have an actual leader of men. We've been throwing that word around for a few years now. And this could be potentially our Mike Tomlin, which I know is one of your favorite coaches in the league, as is one of mine. And I think Aaron Glenn is showing that he's no nonsense. He really has taken a page out of the Parcells Bible, and it seems like it's happening. So I like that. I think this team will finally be more disciplined.
I guess the problem with that is then who's the quarterback, right? Like at some point they're going to have to figure that out. So they move on from Rodgers. I don't think you could be shocked they're doing that, but your thoughts on how quickly it played out and just ultimately what you think led to that decision.
Yeah, well, I mean, for a few weeks now, they've been going through the roster. They're trying to figure out exactly where things fit and what kind of team they want to put together and the kind of culture that they need, that they feel like can be a consistent winner, which is something Aaron Glenn said. We want to deliver consistent results here. We want to be consistent winners. Rodgers, Jake, it's a one-year thing. And a lot of the things that they wanted him to do, he didn't really want to do. And
do we
he
know
sort of
that
wanted,
though?
well, Rossini said it yesterday on her pod, but she said that there were things that, like, the Jets basically had to bend over backwards or get on their knees and say, hey, Aaron, we need you to come here because you're this great quarterback and you're a first ballot Hall of Famer and you're so awesome and we love you and we want to kiss your feet. They weren't willing to do that. And she said it yesterday. I don't know why that wasn't picked up. Rodgers had no real intentions necessarily. I mean, he wasn't fully on board with coming here, Jake, back, I'm saying. And they needed to sort of beg, and they weren't willing to do it. You got to give him some respect for that. I just like that Glenn's saying to us, he's saying to the media, he's saying to the sports world, this is my team. I'm in charge. I'm the head honcho. Sit back and buckle up. That's what he said. And whether you like it or not, at least we have a leader that's doing that. Saleh didn't do that. We could go down the list. The last coach I think that did that here was probably Parcells, maybe a little Mangini and Rex, but Rex and Mangini were sort of on for the ride too with those rosters.
Well, I definitely think Aaron Glenn's going to be able to like be a better leader than Saleh was and hold guys accountable. But I don't think they moved on from Aaron Rodgers because he said, no, I'm going on Pat McAfee. Like, I really don't think that had anything to do with it. And like, he won 2 MVPs while doing McAfee in Green Bay. I feel like this is such a, it's such a convenient narrative people want to use that, oh, Aaron Glenn is laying down the law. Like, according to Peter Schrager, their mind was already made up even before that meeting. And apparently Rodgers didn't even commit to playing in 2025. So they were just getting out ahead of it. So I don't believe Rossini, but I lean way more towards what Peter Schrager reports because he knows the Jets organization really well over someone who's written tons of hit pieces over the last year and a half.
Well, Jake, let me ask you this. Typically with old quarterbacks, what do they not want to do in the offseason? They don't want to partake in the offseason programs. They're sick of it. They've been doing it their whole lives. They want to stay, relax, go on their retreats, go to their vacation homes. Then they want to come when it's the last possible minute. They want to show up, report to camp or report to whatever, and get things going. The fact that the Jets told Aaron, we want an answer before the combine. We might want an answer before the Super Bowl. That should have told you everything that they were thinking. They knew Aaron wasn't ready to commit.
Wait, but Rodgers himself said he wasn't going to have it drag on. I think he still wants to play. Like, that's basically what Glazer
We're talking early, though, Jake. We're talking February to July. I mean, we're talking 3-4 months, man. Like, they could have given him some more time. I know you need to set the roster up and you need to look at potential quarterback options.
They really couldn't give him that much more time. They had to know by the combine.
But
you start putting together your free agent plans. That's when all the agents and NFL teams are in the same spot. And they start talking about the framework of potential deals. Like, they really had till the combine. And I think we'll know if Rodgers is playing or not by the combine.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. But I do think the fact that they came out there and said we needed an answer, we're not going to let this drag out. And even if Rodgers said whether he wanted this to drag out or not, I think by them just stating that they do need an answer, we need to know. I think that kind of told us everything that we needed to know.
I don't think they really needed an answer, though. I think they were moving on. Like, I think if Aaron told them, hey, I want to play, I think they were still going to move on. And, like, this offseason program stuff is like, we're really good at, like, the mini camp thing was 2 practices. So there were 12 total practices. He went to 10.
Yes.
So, like, that to me is such a convenient narrative. They're now trying to, we need you at it. You can't force him to be at things that are voluntary. He went to all the voluntary ones, and the 2 that were mandatory, those were the ones that he missed. Like, and I'm supposed to sit here and act like if he did the same exact thing, it would have any sort of impact on the upcoming season. Like, come on, man. I'd rather him go to the 10 practices over 2 of them.
There's PR behind this too, though, Jake. They want to put stuff out there to make it seem like they're not in the wrong. Maybe Rossini yesterday said what she said about Aaron needed to sort of be,
and where's she getting this from? Now that
that's a great question.
Entire building.
I have my speculation. It's either someone in the front office, Phil Savage. It could be Todd Downing, or it could be someone in Aaron's camp.
But these people don't have jobs with the Jets anymore. So who?
Who else could it be then?
Well, my point
is it Jaime? I mean, like, I don't like it's Woody, Jaime, or Rodgers, or McAfee. I mean,
why would Rodgers
people connected with Rodgers?
Why would Rodgers tell Diana Rossini, hey, they said I can't do McAfee anymore? How does that benefit
to make it to not make him look bad, that it was his decision and not want to come back, that they were treating him badly? It's all about public opinion at the end of the day.
I don't think people would
and
look
Jet
at that
fans
as
yesterday. If you look at, I mean, Jake, look at yesterday. What assholes the Jets are. I can't believe they told him he can't do McAfee. That made Rodgers look better. So
I didn't see that. I saw the opposite.
I saw a bunch of that.
I think it was, look at the Jets going out there and finally,
I saw a little of that. I saw a little of that too. But I think it was mostly, who are they to tell somebody? And then I saw people saying Rodgers did McAfee when he was in Green Bay, winning his two MVPs. So like, I don't know, man. We could go back and forth on this, but it is interesting. Who is Rossini's source? I'll tell you this. I think it's someone that's in the pro Rodgers camp, because Rodgers really wasn't indicted, quote unquote, in any of those hit pieces. There was nothing really too negative about Aaron when Rossini dropped a bunch of those hit pieces. And I'm sure if she was looking and she was asking, she could have found some stuff.
Well,
that's my opinion.
I don't know how much negative stuff there is. Like, he's old. He's not what he once was. Like, we all understand that, but he still, to me,
twist things with him, though. Even that book they came out, they're twisting about he's not talking to his family. If they want to twist something with Aaron, I'm sure they could find enough there just to stretch the reality.
Yeah, but if you ask anyone in the building about Aaron, they're going to say good things about him because they like him. Like, his teammates voted the most inspirational. The first thing he did as a Jet was say he doesn't want to take the number 12 because of Namath. He took the largest pay cut in NFL history. Like, they love him in that building. That's what's so frustrating about this. They paint him out to be like this bad guy. Teammates don't like him. I mean, listen to what Thomas Morstead said about Aaron on my show last week, or what Quincy and Jermaine said at Radio Row last week, or what CJ told Tina Savasio on Fox 5. There's not that many negative things you could say about Aaron other than he's old and not what he was, which is that's not negative. That's just a fact, I still think he gives him the best chance to win, though.
Listen, I'm with you there. I'm not, and listen, you know me, if you want me to get into it, I was 50-50 about Aaron coming back or not. I was similar to Gary V on your show. Whether he came back
is that because you both have V's in your name, the last name?
That's what V's do for you. Yeah.
Frankie V, Gary V.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, but I don't put two E's at the end of mine. I just keep it V. We're gonna keep it just regular. But and he's VA, right? Vayner. I mean, where's the two E's coming from? But regardless, like, hear me out. I was 50-50 on it, but as it played out, and as the process sort of, was underway with the coaching staff hirings, and we had, Tanner Angstrand, first-time OC coming from Detroit. We had a transitional coach in a tight ends coach becoming an offensive line coach, a running backs coach being new. I liked the fact that we said, you know what? We're not going to go with the old dog and try to teach him new tricks. We're going to do this differently. We're going to look at how we can build an offense around what Tanner, and I think that's the most important piece to this whole puzzle with Rodgers, is Tanner Angstrand. I'll repeat, Tanner Angstrand is the most important piece to this Aaron not coming back puzzle. They want him to have the keys to run a Ben Johnson-ish sort of offense, and I don't think Aaron matches or makes sense for that kind of strategy. I know Aaron could do it, and he could do it better than anybody out there. I'll give you that. I'll give all the pro Aaron should have been back crowd, those flowers. That is 100% true. There's nobody better suited in free agency or in this draft better than Aaron to be able to run Tanner's offense. The issue lies here, though. Would he be willing to? At what point, when that offense struggles, does Aaron say, hey, Mr. 42-year-old young guy, I'm the same age as you, brother. Okay, I've been in this league a lot longer than you. I got a ring. I got 2 MVPs. 4 MVPs. Step back, and let me do what I know how to do. Learn from me. That's possible. And you don't want to start off your regime, with a guy like that.
So you want to start off your regime 4-13 with every young player once again experiencing another double-digit loss season. That feels like where we're headed right now.
You know what? It does, but I'll give you
Which is your dream, by the way, that you wanted this. You want a tank. You want to get on the tank. Let's go, baby. All the way to the number 1 pick. But knowing the Jets, they'll be in position for the number 1 pick and then win 2 of their last 3 games in December just to ruin that number 1 pick.
Well, hear me out here. Just listen, we can't live through the sins of our past, right? Like, just because we've had a miserable past doesn't mean that a rebuild if it wasn't done properly. We didn't build, then that doesn't mean we should never rebuild. Because Zach Wilson was a bust as a number 2 overall pick doesn't mean we should never draft a number 2 overall pick quarterback. It's ridiculous. The past is gone. It doesn't matter. That's the problem with us Jet fans. We think about the past and we're trying to transition out of this win now Super Bowl window, and we don't really know how to do it. Like we're miserable, and I understand that 100%. But I need to say this because it needs to be stated clearly. To develop a quarterback, it takes time. I know Aaron coming back could have helped that process, but I don't think it does anything other than potentially delay that process a bit. I'll repeat this, Jake, and I know you haven't gotten a good answer, and sorry, I'm not letting you ask me questions, but I know you haven't gotten a good answer with this. You've been asking on your shows, what is the better option than Aaron in 25? What is the better quarterback option? There isn't, but draft capital is draft capital. And if you look at the playoff teams that were in the playoffs this year, top 10 picks at quarterback, top 5 picks across the board. The only ones that weren't were Russell Wilson, Jalen Hurts, and Jordan Love. Everybody else was a top 10 pick at quarterback, most being top 5. And I will bring up the fact that Jalen Hurts with the Eagles know how to develop. Look at that roster. The Mahomes with Andy Reid, they know how to develop. You know, you have to look at Pete Carroll. A lot of
these were
teams,
trade ups in a lot of cases.
Lamar
this wasn't teams just being bad. Lamar was the 32nd pick of round 1. Allen was acquired in a trade up. Mahomes was acquired in a trade up. A lot of these Jalen Hurts was a 2nd-round pick. Do you see the
system? But those are outlier situations a lot of times, and the Bengals aren't making moves like that. You know, the Lions aren't. The past Lions aren't doing that kind of stuff.
What do you mean that the Lions had Goff? He was a journeyman. Not journeyman, but he was a guy that was on a 2nd team that was coming off a down season with the Rams.
I'm saying, though, anytime an example is brought up with like a Brock Purdy, for example, it's not a shocker. It's the 49ers, Jordan Love, the Packers. These are storied franchises in the NFL that have been developing quarterbacks and winning systems for years. We're not there yet. We could get there, and it could be a fast rebuild. We could rebuild in a year.
So do you think the only way the Jets could get a quarterback is by being bad? Is that what you're saying? You think the only way
that gives us the best chance to get a franchise quarterback in a shorter window? Absolutely. Do I want to do that necessarily? Not necessarily. Do I think that's the only way?
No, I don't. Win as many games as possible next year, and then you could trade up to get your quarterback the same way the Bills ended a 17-year playoff drought with Tyrod Taylor and then traded up to get Josh Allen the following offseason.
Well, let me ask you, would you rather trade up or not have to trade up?
I'd rather win as many games as possible in 2025 because there's a culture of losing. What do you mean, why? I'm tired of losing. How many years in a row do we got to lose, Frankie? You want another 14 years with no playoffs?
Well, no,
how about a decade without a winning season?
But do you want to do you want to keep stretching things out before the gum like splits? Like, when are you just going to pull the Band-Aid off? When are you just going to say, let's take a step back, let's stop investing resources into dead years? Jake, we don't need to invest. They're going to cut Rodgers, by the way. He's going to get cut very soon.
He's gone. I understand that. But
yeah, they're going to take on the entire cap hit in 25.
But what's the quarterback plan post Rodgers now, right? Like, Rodgers is gone. I understand that. You want them to just start Jordan Travis so they could try and get the first pick in the draft? That's your plan?
My plan is you start Tyrod Taylor, you draft a quarterback. If you want to bring in a free agent quarterback to try to see if you could kick the tires on something with Fields, or if I'm not a Cousins guy, but if it makes sense, considering his,
you want to bring in Kirk Cousins.
Hear me out. Only to develop the quarterback room, Jake. It's a process.
They have Tyrod. Who are we developing?
You're developing a rookie quarterback. I want to draft a kid. I have a few names that I like. I like Will Howard. I like the McCord kid. I even like the kid Curtis Rourke. People are going to laugh at me. I really don't care. I do. I like some quarterbacks in this draft later on that can come in, make the room competitive, make it a real quarterback room instead of this charade that we've been running for 10 years. You know what I mean? Like, start developing that out. Have your quarterbacks coach with a consistent sort of quarterback room. Even if these guys aren't winning games, you start developing that department of your business. You know, like, it starts becoming something that is viable, or at least something you can plug in a rookie next year or bring in a free agent, and there's some consistency there. The coaching's getting through, the players are understanding the system, and they can teach each other. It's an energy, it's a vibe in that room, man. They got to just develop the room, develop the quarterback room, and then see where things, you know, how they play out. I don't think the Jets are in like a terrible situation right now. I really don't. I just think if Rodgers came back, what's the upside? You're going to be drafting 10th, 8th, 11th, 12th.
I think the upside is you could potentially make the playoffs, just like the Chargers did when they got Justin Herbert real coaching this past year. I think that's the upside. How many games did this team lose because of Greg Zuerlein being inept? He's a league average kicker. Do they not have more than 5 wins? How many games did they blow because the defense completely fell apart? Not just because Douglas dismantled the D-line and they had injuries to Jermaine and whatnot, but because of the terrible decision to fire Saleh and promote Ulbrich. Like, Rodgers is not perfect, but did he not play well enough for this team to win more than 5 games? Like, that to me is the upside. Like, when is it about winning games, Frankie? You're wasting all the young talent on this team.
Jake, do you understand we beat last year the Titans with Will Levis, Jacoby Brissett, backup quarterback, Patriots, Mac Jones, and Huntley? 4 of our 5 wins were against bottom tier teams. Maybe the Dolphins aren't, against their backup quarterbacks. So for every win you want to give me and say, oh, that could have been a win. And you're right. There were probably 3 or 4 could be wins. We had 3 or 4 terrible wins. It was a 6 to 7 win team, like it was the year before, a 7-win team. There's really no upside. And to be quite honest with you,
how much of that is the coaching, though? Like, coaching matters, man. That's why I bring up the Chargers example. Their roster got worse, but Harbaugh showed up.
Rodgers ran his offense last year. It was Nate Hackett. It was him. They ran their off. They got their players in. The offensive line was average enough. Like, they were good enough to.
They had no running game at all.
That comes down also to Hackett and Rodgers.
That's Keith Carter. He's the run game coordinator. They had no run game.
Jake, Rodgers had the keys, though. When is he going to be accountable for the offense not being what it was supposed to be? Did anyone offensively get better last year? Garrett, lateral move. Brees got worse. Conklin didn't do anything. Ruckert was non-existent. I mean, like, Braylon didn't play. Corley did nothing because he's running the offense.
But he can't get everyone to be better. He's a 40-year-old
He didn't get one person to be better until his buddy came in, Devontae. We had to trade 3rd-round picks for him. Then everything got better.
Yeah, but Frankie, man. He himself got better once he got healthier as the year went on, and then also and at the beginning of the year was not mobile. Then he got banged up. Over the last 6 weeks, we saw a much better quarterback that if you look through the terms of a bridge, he gives them the best chance to win. That's the bottom line. You're putting all this on Rodgers. The coaching was the worst in the NFL. It was an abomination.
Jake, there have been teams
Their
in
defense
NFL
led
history.
the NFL in penalties. Their defensive line was horrendous. Brian Baldinger said they were the worst team to watch on film from against a run standpoint, like gap assignment, gap integrity. Like, watch my conversation with him on that. It goes beyond just Rodgers, man. And if Glenn's a good coach, we just gave away our best chance to win games. So now I understand Rodgers is gone. Your plan is basically just to suck and try and get a quarterback next year. Like, that stinks.
Jake,
let
me break
it's
something
happening,
down.
man. I smell the 4-win season. I know you love it, and I hope it works out.
Jake, I wrote this down before, right? I looked at the Bears. Who did they start at quarterback before they got Caleb? Justin Fields. The Commanders, Sam Howell. The Panthers cycle between Baker, Sam, and P.J. Walker. The Texans, Davis Mills. The Jaguars, Minshew, and then Jake Luton even started a few games. The Bengals, Andy Dalton, he was benched for Ryan Finley. Kyler Murray, they started Rosen, who was terrible. Deshaun Kaiser started when the Browns before they got Baker. I'm just saying, you can't tell me all those teams thought that those quarterbacks were their best chance to win. Obviously, Kirk Cousins the better chance to win than Tyrod Taylor technically over the course of a year. That doesn't mean we should get Kirk Cousins. Sometimes, and I'm not saying this is the way, sometimes teams are like, we've been through the ringer. We're tired. You know, after win now mode's done, you got to rebuild a little bit. I mean, Buffalo Jets fan had a perfect post. Shout out to Tim, by the way. We need a new quarterback. We need a new starting tight end. We need a new wide receiver 2 and 3 if Corley doesn't work out. We need a new right tackle. We need a new D tackle. We need 2 new safeties and probably a new corner. We have a first-time head coach, a first-time OC, and a first-time GM. And we're not rebuilding. It makes no sense. If I wrote that down and sent it to any NFL fan and said, give me your analysis, do you classify this as a rebuild? Going 5-12 the year before, every single fan say that's a rebuild. Why? We're starved. We're so starved because of this stupid drought that I'm sick of hearing about. Like I was sick of hearing about the Patriots drought. We broke that. That didn't change anything, right? I'm so sick of it. And it's going to keep us held down. It's going to hold us down. I'm telling you. Forget
you can't
the
even
past.
compare the playoff drought.
The past.
The
No, I'm saying we're obsessed with droughts. We're obsessed with droughts.
We're obsessed with it. Yeah, because they haven't made the playoffs in 14 years. Obviously, it's a real thing. They haven't won a division in over 20. They haven't won more than 7 games in over a decade. And you're talking about all these holes. They're not as many holes as you just listed. And first off, by the way, by getting rid of Rodgers, you just created
those are all real holes. Those are all starters needed, I'm saying. I mean, yeah,
every team has starters needed. This is also a team that's going to get Jermaine Johnson back, has Will McDonald and Quinn Williams for starters on the defensive line.
I didn't say as
linebacker-wise,
DT1.
Linebacker-wise, you have Quincy Williams still under contract. We'll see what they do with Sherwood. Depending on what happens there, yes, you're going to need another linebacker. Your secondary, you need 2 safeties in all likelihood, but you still have an all-pro corner and a really good nickel and Michael Carter. That's better than most teams with their corner room. Offensively, you have Garrett, you have Brees, and 4/5 of your offensive line is already in place. Plus, you probably feel pretty good about your backup running backs in Braylon Allen and Isaiah Davis. It's not nothing. There's still talent
it's
on
not
this team. It's not a rebuild. It's a retool. You're sacrificing next year already.
I disagree.
You're punting on next year already.
I'm not punting. You could rebuild in a year. The Commanders did it. I don't think the word rebuild means, suck for freaking 3-4 years. No, it is a rebuild of the culture, of the majority of talent, of the offense, of the quarterback play, which is the most important part of a team.
We had the quarterback back. We got rid of him.
Your
plan is to have Tyrod
He
mentor
was out
someone.
of here.
That's Aaron Rodgers mentoring Jordan Love right there. We could have had that for another year. And then been in a much better position to hand the reins over to that guy or trade up and get someone like what Tyrod Taylor did for Buffalo, and then they traded up and got Josh Allen. Follow that blueprint.
I think Tyrod's a better mentor, if you want my honest opinion. If I had to pick between who I needed to mentor a young quarterback between Tyrod and Aaron Rodgers, I'm picking Tyrod Taylor any day of the week, by the way, based on what I know, based on personality. And I'm not saying Aaron's a bad guy. I think Tyrod's a great guy. That's the difference. I think Tyrod's a phenomenal high character football player. He's a great person. He does a lot for his communities. He does a lot for young players. Garrett Wilson gave him a hug after he caught that ball on Halloween. When he came into that game later in the year, Tyrod threw it right to Garrett Wilson to make sure Garrett was good. Tyrod knows more about probably being a leader than Aaron Rodgers ever did, if we're being completely honest. The talent's not even close. Don't get me wrong. I'm not even going there. But if we're calling a spade about character, if Garrett had a little more character, he'd have more than one Super Bowl also, if we're being real.
Hey,
and if he was a better leader, he'd have more than one Super Bowl too. He only has one because he's Aaron.
Real quick, Storm Rocks, that's Beastbreaker, goes, Frankie, are you on crack? Frankie, are you on crack?
It depends what day of the week. No, Wednesday. I don't do crack on Wednesdays.
Also, there's a guy named Gary Klessler that I just timed out because he continues to type in that Aaron Glenn was a better corner than Darrelle Revis. And anytime I see his name, I automatically just shadow realm him for 5 minutes because I can't deal with
that's terrible take. Darrelle Revis is probably, in my opinion, he's the best cover corner I've ever seen, bar none.
Some super chats here, then we'll get back to yelling at each other. Cincy Matt says, 10 months of being an Asmaniac. What am I doing here again? Cincy Matt, welcome aboard. David Atkins is the first person to gift a membership during today's show. He's in our raffle for a signed Curtis Martin helmet, a signed Wayne Corbett jersey, a signed Don Maynard helmet, a replica Joe Willie Super Bowl III ring, and a signed Aaron Glenn trading card. So, David, thank you very much. Super chat from Boom. Just 3 more teardowns and rebuilds until we're ready to make the playoffs in 2039. So exciting. Frankie, you got to just love that sweet smell of a 4-win season, man. Like, it's just got to be like to know it's going that way on February 12th. I mean, this is what's it like being you right now, man?
Listen, is it this difficult to understand? If a rebuild doesn't work, right? That doesn't mean you should never rebuild because
Why
you're
do we
depressed
need to
about
rebuild?
it not working.
There's talent on this team.
Listen, I
Did
don't.
the Chargers rebuild, or they got better coaching?
Is there an objective definition to
And
a
you said
retool
Aaron
or
Glenn
rebuild?
might be Mike
I don't
Tomlin.
know.
Does Mike Tomlin ever rebuild, or no? They win 10 games every year and go to the playoffs with rosters that aren't great or quarterbacks that aren't great.
I guarantee you, your definition of a retool is very close to my definition of a rebuild. We're using these terms to try to define like years. The retool crowd is like, oh, we're gonna just magically do it in a year or two.
If done right, when is this team in the playoffs?
You know what? All right, I'll say this: they'll make the playoffs within the next 3 years, one time. Hold on.
3 years.
No, Jake, 25, 26, and 27. They'll make the playoffs in one of those years. I'll guarantee you that. Now, I'll give you something else that you'll like. I came on the show with a little goodie bag for you, okay? Of Frankie V
I don't want
craziness.
meth. I don't want it.
No, it's okay. It's free, it's always free for you. No, but Jake, I think when we think they're going to be really good, they're usually not. And when we think they're going to be really bad, they're usually really good. I'm telling you, there could be some weird stuff going on here where like the Jets are actually really good next year because we all think they're going to win 4 games. I'm telling you, the opposite always comes true. Believe in that. You know, the voodoo lady, like, you know, like we're going to have a bunch of weird stuff next year like that.
I don't know.
Just have faith.
2022, I predicted a 7-10 season. They won 7 games.
They
weren't supposed to be good that year. They weren't supposed to be.
I was trying to give you some optimism. You shut me right down.
Good. 3 years for the playoffs.
No, I'm saying, listen, Jake. I'll say this. Aaron, after that Patriots game 1, I was so pumped, man. Like I'm like, damn, that's one of the best quarterback play I've seen. This is exactly what we've been looking for. This team can really be special this year. And then his system continued, and it was the same thing, and it was predictable.
Hurt. He got destroyed in the Denver
got hurt
game.
Also. I'll give you that. Listen, man, I'm not shitting on Rodgers. I'm in no position as a football fan to ever shit on that guy. He's been one of the best quarterbacks of our generation, one of the best all time, top 10 all time, right? Some people think he's top 5, but the system needed to change a bit. He got too comfortable here. Saleh made things too comfortable here. I like that it's no longer a vacation, a resort sort of vibe there anymore. Everybody's going to be put on notice. And I just don't think Rodgers was ready to do that right now. Like, I know he wants to win, and I'm not questioning, his want to win, but his willingness to win. But I'm questioning how he fits with what Glenn, Muji, and Tanner Engstrand mainly want to do. Timelines are timelines. You were talking about it with Joe Douglas a couple shows ago. I was listening, and you were right. Sometimes the best potential person for you in a 1-year window or 2 isn't meant to be there because timelines don't work out. And I think the same situation that happened to Douglas is happening to Rodgers. And I think we need to move on.
Double R writes, and the way I know this is a bad decision is because this is their decision the Jets made. AR will be in the playoffs, and we'll go 5-12. That's my prediction. If Rodgers plays, guaranteed he's taking a team to the playoffs. You know it. I know it. Even all you Roger derangement syndrome sycophants who, despite saying you hate me and hate the show, tune into every goddamn word that comes out of my mouth. You know it too, deep down inside.
Listen, I mean, if he goes to Pittsburgh, which been saying it for a bit, I think it's could be, but dude, I think he's just a little bit. It's an old, outdated Rodgers. It's not who he was even when he was younger, like even at all. Like you don't see those flashes of him going deep. You don't see the improvisation back there. You don't see him really making magic. Once in a while you see a glimpse of it, but this is an old version of him and it's outdated. You know, it's a system where he's
a bridge quarterback, Frankie. Where are they finding a better quarterback next year?
It's not a bridge quarterback is somebody that
is there for a year until you get your long-term
He's been here for 2 years, though. It's tough to say like a guy who's been here is your bridge quarterback. A bridge quarterback typically, I'm not saying he can't be, because bridge quarterback typically someone you get off the scrap heap or a free agent, and you say, hey, Gardner Minshew. You're a bridge quarterback to a rookie
Tyrod
or to
Taylor's
the
been
next
here too.
situation.
Tyrod Taylor's been here too. He's going to be the starter according to you.
But he hasn't been the starter. Like a bridge quarterback's usually like you're newly inputted as a starter to kind of bridge to something else.
Yeah, Chad Pennington was the bridge quarterback in 2007 until Kellen Clemens got ready to play.
He wasn't classified as a bridge though. It was just like he's on his way out.
But it's the same thing as Rodgers. We understand it. They fall out of it or he gets hurt and bad. Like you're going to go to someone else. It's like he's here until there's a better alternative, or you get better coaching around him, you fix the defense, and you have your best chance to maximize the existing talent that's on this team right now.
Fair enough. Listen, however you want to describe it, to me, okay, call it a bridge, whatever. But I'll say this: do you have any reservations about what Rodgers would do to Tanner Engstrand? Like, do you think that could butt heads? Do you think that there could be issues there? I don't like. Is Rodgers going to listen to Tanner Engstrand as to play calls in a big game? Like, how is that going to affect his confidence and development? Maybe get over it, kid, and learn from Aaron. That's probably the best way to answer that, honestly. But I mean, like, Jake, they're starting fresh. I can't hate them for it. I get where you're coming from. I do. I'm not stupid. I understand in a vacuum, Aaron Rodgers is better than Tyrod Taylor. He's better than Kirk Cousins. He's better than Justin Fields. He's better than basically every quarterback available besides Sam Darnold, who's not going to come back here. I understand that. I do. But I think the Jets are really trying to rebuild the culture. Jake, it's a country club there. You see the way our players tweet, right? They tweet like they're kids. They deactivate accounts. Jake, it's a country club. They have to change it. Glenn knows this. And I hate calling it that. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but it's the reality. They feel themselves a little bit too much. There are a lot of me kind of vibes going around, although they're not like the most me players. So it's kind of been like shielded a bit from going off the rails completely with madness. But it's been bad, man. These hit pieces, Jake, they've been coming out for years. I'm not blaming it on Rodgers, but I'm just saying they want to just like clean the stench. They want to like clear the deck. I can't hate them for it.
If they don't win, Frankie, they're going to come out in 2 or 3 years as well. You're talking about a 3-year rebuild plan is what you were just talking about.
Jake, I have solutions. They're not going to listen to me. Who the hell am I? But
they are listening to you. You wanted them to be bad. They're on their way to being bad.
All right, they want to listen to me? Draft Will Howard in the second round. Or in the third round. He won't be there in the third. He might even end up being a late one. Draft Will Howard. They want to listen to me? You want to listen to me? What I want to do? Draft Will Campbell. Get yourself a right tackle. You have the best tackle duo. One of the best tackle duos in the AFC. No one wants to listen to me. I'll tell you the reality. I don't draft. I wouldn't go crazy drafting on defense. You have Aaron Glenn and Steve Wilkes. Your offense is the thing you need to work on. Get high-quality players on offense. It's obvious. I don't want to draft Mason Graham. I don't want to. If you want Ted McMillan, that's cool too. But I would draft Will Campbell at 7 and put him at right tackle and have a stout-ass tackle. You have stout-ass tackles and a stout line that can give any quarterback as much time. Draft Will Howard and develop a quarterback. Then take a D tackle in round 3 because it's stacked, or a tight end, and then you can start from there. That's what I would do. That makes sense to me. I think Will Howard's a professional. I think he makes every throw. I think he can be athletic. I think he's more athletic than Shedeur Sanders, for example. That's my opinion. But again, what do I know? I'm just giving you what I
would do. Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Klessler writes in 10 wins in 2025. This is the guy who famously said that Aaron Glenn is a better corner than Darrelle Revis. See you later, ya bum.
I'd rather be the Jake Asman heel than the Robert Saleh truther any day of the week. But it's weird because I don't see myself as a heel. I think I'm a realist.
I don't want to hear none of that shit. You do not root on no damn New England to win shit.
I am making it my goal to Stupid Town Gary Klessler as many times as I can. You'll be back in 5 minutes, Gary. Look forward to your next comment. You're going right back to Stupid Town because I'm sick of it. And it's not even just the Glenn comment on Revis. It's just everything. Of course, that guy, now he's predicting 10 wins in 2025. Great. With what quarterback? Tell me. What quarterback? We're going to win 10 games next year. Sure, I'll play along. Not. Vinny writes in, I wanted Rodgers, but that's over. The Rodgers derangement syndrome crew needs to move on. Tyrod should get the nod and get a vet behind him like Winston and McCord on day 2 or 3. Jameis is the guy I'd sign because I don't think Fields is going to come here. So that's my veteran I'd add to the room with Tyrod. And I still would draft the quarterback if there's someone they like. But I am firmly in the sign Jameis and have him compete with Tyrod camp right now.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't think Tyrod's going to be the week 1 starter, if you want my opinion. He'll be on the team. I don't think they could go into next year. And because he's not going to stay healthy. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if Tyrod or when, I hate saying it like that, but when he goes down, who's going to come in? So like, you're eventually going to have to play that quarterback anyway. And Jordan Travis may not even be on the roster or be ready. So I think whoever they pick up in free agency, I think eventually probably beats Tyrod out and starts, week 1. That could be Jameis, could be Justin Fields. I don't think
Kirk
Fields
Cousins.
is. Listen, it could be Cousins. Listen, I'm not a Cousins person, so I know you're like smirking at me. I'm not.
This is your dream,
my business
baby.
partner loves Cousins. Nick can't get enough of Kirk, but I don't care. I was never a big Cousins person. I think he's an overachiever in a good way. I think he's, he was a 4th round pick. He's played better than his value when he was drafted. He's always, overachieved. And but I don't. He's washed to me, man. He could teach a young guy. That's about the only thing, maybe. But
does Tanky V still want to throw away the season? I like that nickname for you, Tanky V.
Tanky V. That's a good one. I'm not going to answer that. I've tried to.
Double R says.
I've been asked that question on this show 50 times. Maybe I haven't answered it. No, I don't want to tank the season. I don't believe in tanking. Remember that.
Shit quarterback for 15 years. Now we run a Hall of Famer out of town. That's from Double R. Wild Wave says, Frankie, I support you, and you're right. F these haters. That's from Wild Wave. Jay Graves is in the raffle. She re-upped her Asmaniac membership. Thank you, Jay Graves. We'll get you down for 1. No one's gifted besides David so far. So if you get the membership, we'll shout you out, and you'll get entered in our next Asmaniac raffle. Craig in Australia writes in, off topic, if the Jets play the Rams in Melbourne in 2026, is a non-negotiable that you're bringing the show here. Also, good day, Frankie. Fun guest.
Craig,
you want to come to Australia, Frankie?
Absolutely. I'm in. As long as we have the number 1 or number 2 pick in that draft, I'm all in.
Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like it. You love it. Kyle Clifton, a lot of 12 personnel with Engstrand, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. Listen, I really am big on Engstrand. I really am. And if you read what Detroit fans say on Reddit daily, why am I reading that? I'm a weirdo. But they loved him there. They really did. They were very disappointed about him leaving. And Detroit wanted to go in another direction and get someone with more experience to run the show there because they were losing out on a lot of staffers. Tanner's going to be very, very different for us, which I like. And that's like kind of a common theme here, I think, with this coaching staff. It's different. Glenn is doing things a little different. Engstrand's, I'm telling you, things will be different. I think we'll start utilizing our tight ends more. And that's another thing. There's a reason we have a tight ends coach who was an assistant O-line coach anyway before that. But as our offensive line coach, I'm telling you, there's going to be some interesting things, which I'm excited about. Like if the Jets just come out next year and look different and they believe and they win some tough games.
It's all about winning. How many wins, Frankie? That's all that matters. Look different. I want to win games.
Jake, if they're competitive and the coaching staff looks like they're doing things that are putting them in a position to win, but they're just falling short, then they're a good coaching staff. It's not all about like, I think I get you want to make the playoffs. So do I. Of course I do. But I think sometimes if we just look at that as a barometer of whether or not a team's good or not, like, oh, it's got to be 9 wins in a playoff seed for it to be considered a good staff.
No,
I don't think that's fair.
9 wins and not making the playoffs. I'll sign for that right now.
What about if they go 8 and 9 and they have a few good wins?
Yeah,
I don't know.
8 wins would be the most amount of wins they'd have in a decade.
Listen, I'll say
this team is winning 8 games next year?
Listen, no, but I have to wait and see what we do. And listen, there's something else here at play. What if Muji has a grandmaster plan somewhere to trade for a quarterback,
Zach Wilson?
draft a quarterback? I'm just saying. No, I'm saying we don't really know. I highly doubt, knowing how short spans are these days for coaches and GMs. I doubt that they're just okay with Tyrod starting next year. I highly doubt. I think there's going to be something funky going on at the quarterback position that none of us know. Like, we might have a week 1 starter that you and I could name off 10 names each, and we may not hit that name. I'm just saying, it could be a rookie. It could be someone we trade for. It could be a backup on another team. You don't really know. I'm telling you, I think they have a plan. Because everything's different. It feels like we're going to do something a little weird.
Who? Like, could they trade up for Cam Ward? Like, you could sell me on that, depending on what it would take to do. Like, dude, you're looking at Tyrod Taylor or someone else that also probably stinks in the quarterback room.
If you go down the list, I'm saying, and look at some quarterbacks that are on, shorter deals, backups, they may look in that way. I'm just saying, I think they may make
Mac
a
Jones?
trade.
You ready?
No, I can't stand Mac Jones. That's not. It would probably be somebody that they want to give a chance to start for the first time.
Tanner McKee.
It's
from the Eagles.
Throwback.
He's a Super Bowl champion. He brings Super Bowl experience to the quarterback room. Oh, wait, we had that with Rodgers. We got rid of him. Look, my choice is the guy that is now a friend of the show.
Hey, Jameis, would you come to the Jets? They might need a quarterback. Yeah. Jets, Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, our exclusive interview with now friend of the show, Jameis Winston.
That's the guy.
I mean, listen, I'm fine with Jameis. I am not so connected to this 25 season as if like it's gonna make or break this coaching staff. I think what'll make or break them is what they do preparation wise, and if these players are disciplined. But I'm not looking at 25 and saying we're not in win now mode anymore. When are we gonna? When is that? And Rodgers now not coming back. We're officially not win now mode. Like,
we should be in let's win as many games as possible mode. Let's try and make the playoffs.
Do you know there's, I don't know if I know you know this, right? You're brilliant with your sports stuff. There are teams, they don't tank, but they don't put together their optimal roster for a 1-year window.
That's the Jets. I agree with that.
But
that's
teams
the Jets.
do that all the time.
That's not tanking. That's not tanking.
Yeah, I mean, it's not tanking, but
I've heard you talk about trading Sauce, Garrett, Brees. Like, I don't want to trade any of those guys.
I only said trade Brees because he's on the last year of his deal and he has injury concerns and he had a down year. If he wants to get paid and doesn't want to play on the franchise tag, there's a lot of good running backs in this draft. You could get value for him if he does. And I like Brees, but
what about Sauce and Garrett and Quinnen and Quincy?
I will not trade Garrett. I am gun-ho on keeping him here. Sauce might want a lot of money. And again, I'm okay. I'm okay moving on. I think timelines are timelines. I'm not going to lie to you. I have no allegiance to these players, Jake. I said it to you last show. I don't want to say we're overrating them. I think Saleh did a bad job instilling discipline at 1JD. And I think a lot of these players are kids. They're immature. I mean, Quinnen Williams, you didn't bring this up at all. And I had a big problem with it. You supported Aaron Glenn's hiring, right? You're tweeting about it. They decide Rodgers is not going to come back, and he doesn't even know the reason why. It could have been Rodgers. It could have. We don't know. Nobody really knew at the time. You go out, and I understand your frustrations as a player. I understand it. You don't want to rebuild. I get that, right? To tweet it is stupid, and it's disrespectful to your new head coach and the new staff. And then you thumbs down, and then you get in your feelings, and you delete your Twitter. That's the Jets brass, or that's the young nucleus that we all are obsessed with. Is Sauce. It's got to stop. I'm sick of it. They're not mature men. They need to grow up.
Do you think Aaron Glenn's grown up? Do you think Aaron Glenn's going to fix that, though?
Yes, I do. And if they're not, and if they don't buy in, I think he'll think about shipping them out.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that, right?
Saleh was a substitute teacher.
I agree with you. You. But, like, here's the thing. Like, it's easy to say they'll buy in. They're not going to buy in if they start losing. Like, there'll be excitement for a new regime initially when they meet with the coaches. Like I heard what Sauce was saying about his meeting with Glenn, all that is good. But once you start losing, all that's gone. You can't build culture. Everyone's talking about this culture. Oh, we got to build the culture. You can't build culture by going 4-13, which is where this team is headed. Like, that's the thing. You can't build culture if Aaron Glenn's first year is a disaster. You got to win games. They shouldn't be trying to go. They should try and win it as many games as possible. If that's 7, if that's 8, that's better than 3 or 4. It is. Don't tell me it's not.
I mean, for the most part, I'd agree. But Jake, I brought up, like Jimmy Johnson went 1-15 with Troy Aikman. What did Quinn go his first year in Washington? Teams have some bugged out, like bad first years that like they recover the next year and they're magically different. Like I don't think. I get what you're saying, but I'm even talking like before the games even kick off. It's like a chicken or the egg. If you have that discipline and that accountability, you sort of won't have the problem of losing that many games. They don't have that, They could lose 4 games and then have that going into the year. They might all be bought in, and Glenn really has these boys turning into men, and they still lose. But I think if they do that with those guys and as talented as they are, I think you'll be surprised as to what we could end up doing. I swear to you, you think I'm lying to you. I'm not. I think they're going to be better than we think next year. I do, because of Aaron Glenn. I really do. Now, are they going to be a playoff team? No, but they could do something different. I think this team is doing it differently.
What is different?
Different is Rodgers, bye.
Okay.
Different is we are not catering to our players' demands everywhere. Different is Tanner Engstrand, who's a first-time OC,
the first-time head coach, and now we're downgrading at quarterback. How is this team going to be like anything special?
Nobody thought that they were going to be crazy enough to get a first-time OC after getting a first-time head coach who's a defensive guy. Why did they do that?
And a first-time GM. They had no experience.
It's different. It's
the same. It's the exact same.
Jake, it is to them what they're trying to build. It's different. What I mean by different is, from Woody Johnson's perspective, he didn't care if these guys were experienced or not. He wants to try something, and we don't know what the plan is. And I'm telling you, the plan is going to shock a lot of people. It might come from who's starting at quarterback. It might come from a player who's traded. I'm telling you, it's not, we're not doing the same old Jets thing right now. I know you might think that. Doing the same old Jets thing is, Aaron Rodgers here was kind of that. Like that regime was kind of gonna fall off a cliff, and to save them, Rodgers was sort of your white knight. And Woody does that. He did it with Brett Favre. Like, it's different now. I think Glenn having the keys is gonna yield some different, better results long term.
I really hope you're right, but unless they figure out quarterback, it's not gonna matter. It's not gonna matter. Aaron Glenn will be out of a job in 3 years if they can't figure out quarterback.
Yeah, it's 5 years. I think he'll get 4, but we'll see. The optics are the optics. It depends how, if it rains, it pours in New York. So
if he goes 4-13 in year 1 and has a bad year 2, there's going to be a mutiny outside the facility. I don't know. Like, he might not be able to survive 2 straight non-playoff years.
Yeah,
everyone likes Glenn now, and I hope he's great. He's a Jet, and you can see the qualities are there for him to be a great coach. But he needs to figure out quarterback and fast. And he created a hole now at quarterback, and he has to figure that out and overcome that.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the past should have any influence on your present day decisions when your entire regime is new?
I think you should learn from your past mistakes.
Well, they can't learn because they weren't here. I'm saying, like, Aaron Glenn starting
what he was,
scratch, what
he was, and he chose ultimately to hire a first-time coach, first-time GM.
Forget Woody.
But he's the owner.
Okay, yeah.
He's the owner.
No, but I'm saying from a roster perspective, from a coaching perspective, from a how do we build this perspective, do you think the past, that we're a battered fan base, that we need to make the playoffs, oh my God, that shouldn't affect what these guys do? These guys should do what they think is the best path to eventually make the playoffs and eventually build a potential Super Bowl caliber team. That is it. Whether they think that's, on a 1-year thing or 2 or 5 or 10, it's on them. That's their job. They don't care really. They shouldn't care about us fans being in this position. Unfortunately, it shouldn't. You can't. You got to do what you inside want to do. I mean,
how long does that take, Frankie? That's my point to you. Like,
I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
How many years do you get? They gave Joe Douglas 6 and he couldn't do it.
They gave Joe Douglas, they gave him some time. He did get us some pieces. It didn't really work out. I'm talking with these guys, though. I'm telling you, they're going to do things a little differently. I think someone might get moved that we're not happy with. It is what it is.
Gary's back from a timeout. Gary, once again, Darrelle Revis is better than Aaron Glenn. We'll see you in another 5 minutes.
That's a crazy take. Gary, you're 150% wrong on that. I've never been more sure about anything I've said than that Darrelle Revis, not only better than Aaron Glenn. Darrelle Revis is the top 5 corner in NFL history, man. Let's just put that out there. Him, Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey. I mean, what are you talking about? Glenn's not even top 25 all time. It's crazy talk.
Connor Long says, preach, Frankie. You guys are the best. Connor?
I'm going on Connor's show at 8.
Wow, you're double dipping?
I'm double dipping. Yeah.
Wow.
He asked me before. I was going to decline you, Jake, but I had to get at you.
You should have. Vinny with a super chat. Let's win, make the playoffs. Let Tyrod be the starter. Get a vet behind him. Winston would be nice. Draft a guy like McCord. I might have read this right. I don't know. Matthew Smith says trade up for Cam Ward. Cam's the one quarterback I would trade up for if they liked him.
Same here. Yeah, it just depends on if Cam Ward is going to be the first pick or is he going to drop to 3. I think that'll depend a lot as to what we do. I know when I think we traded up. Didn't we trade up for Darnold? We gave up 2 second-round picks.
Yep.
We went, I think, from 6 to 3, right? Yeah. So I mean, it'll obviously be less draft capital. I am willing to part with a future 1 for Cam Ward, but that's it. Like, I'm not going anymore. I'm not going to go like a 1 and a 2. No, I'll go with a future first-round pick.
A 2 and a 1 next year gets it done on the trade chart. I looked it up with Nick Faria today.
Oh, really? So 7, 1 next year,
and a second, and the 1 next year. I would do that if I believe in the guy.
Yeah. That's that makes sense. That I have to dive in a little bit more. But out of all these quarterbacks, I agree with you. Cam Ward has the highest upside, highest floor for sure. And I think what Tennessee's doing, though, is they're sort of putting it out there, like for Cleveland and the Giants specifically. Hey, you both need quarterbacks. Who's going to be the lucky person to trade up with us to 1 to get that guy, Cam Ward? So I think they're playing a little bit into their own hands with Cleveland and the Giants as to like, who's going to give me more? Come up and take them. Because I think they like Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter that much that they're fine settling on either or. If they go to 2, they'll get Abdul. If they go to 3 and the team in front, Cleveland, gets Abdul, they end up taking Travis Hunter. So I think they're kind of like, we'll go back to 2 or 3, but who's going to give us more,
It's the Asmaniac membership raffle. For every membership gifted, you receive 1 ticket entered in the raffle to win epic prizes.
David Atkins is now in the raffle with a 5 spot, ladies and gentlemen. Matthew James, Antanas Helen, John O'Reilly, Matt LaFermina, and Gary Miron, all receiving channel memberships into our next raffle. Vinny writes in, Frankie, 14 years is enough. AG wants to win his goal.
Vinny, I'm gonna look in the camera and tell you this right now. Nobody cares about the 14 years, okay? It doesn't matter about 14 years. Aaron Glenn does not care about the drought. Darren Muji does not care about the drought. Tanner Engstrom probably doesn't even know we have a 14-year drought. I swear he probably doesn't even know. Get over it. It's done. Move on. Nobody cares about the 14 years. Nobody cares that we're battered. Look how many grays I'm getting. I look like crap. Nobody gives a crap. Move on. Let them build it how they see it. Enough. That they're not going to build a team so we can all be happy that we ended the 14-year drought. They're not going to do that. They don't care. I'm telling you, they have no care. I don't know what. That's it. That's all I could give you, Vinny. Nobody cares. You ever see Bronx Tale? Nobody cares. Okay, so move on with your life. Stop thinking about the 14-year drought and let Aaron Glenn instill some discipline for once in that freaking cesspool up there.
Aaron Glenn better win, otherwise he'll be out of a job, Frankie.
I agree with you. I do. Listen, he better win, but he also better put together a team that has some upside for the future. Like, I want to see a quarterback around here that we can say is going to be able to be a starter in a year or two. I want to see, if not, I want to see a plan for it. If, you want to see a wide receiver too that could complement Garrett and re-sign Garrett, get Garrett on the books. They can do some things, Jake. I think in this draft specifically, what I want to see, I want to draft BPA offensive players. If Glenn and Steve Wilkins can put together a great defense or a good defense because they're defensive guys, stack the deck on offense to help them out. Obviously, help out Tanner. So I know I've been hearing Jeff Vinton, address the defense, get a D tackle, get a safety. Yes, later on, get your offense right. Those first 4 picks, get 3 offensive players, BPA, help them out, get the line that much better. If you want to get a right tackle, get a tight end. There's a bunch of great tight ends in this draft. There's a ton. These tight ends are really good, Jake. There's a bunch. Gunnar Helm, you could get late. You can get Jason Taylor's son, Mason Taylor. He's nasty. Joy Taylor's nephew. I know you like Joy Taylor. You can. No, I'm saying you can really do some special things with a 3rd round, tight end pick in this draft or defensive tackle. So get if you want Ted McMillan, I like him. I wouldn't get him 7th, but I don't think there's really no player outside of like the top 3 or 4 picks that you can justify saying they're like the 6th best player that they should go 6th. There's like 4 prospects, and then everyone else is like a 15 to 25 range player. So somebody's got to be drafted 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, etc. So it'll be interesting to see how it'll happen. But I'll be in Indy, and I'm looking forward to talking to some of these guys and seeing them on the field.
I'm going to ask you this question every time you're on until the season starts, and we'll do this again in person in Indy next week or 2 weeks from now. How many wins for the 2025 New York Jets? Frankie V, a.k.a. Tanky V.
All right. So you know what my favorite number is, right?
4.
18.
Oh.
4. I do like 4. I'm an 18 guy. I like 18. Will Howard, I'm born on the 18th. Will Howard wears 18. Take the 1 away from 18, and there's your number, Jake.
1 win?
No, 8 wins.
Oh.
It's going to be 8 or 1. No, they're not. Listen, they're not. Listen, I think if the defense locks in, Quinnen, come into camp in shape, my man. Come in shape, Sauce. Listen to Aaron. Listen to your D-backs coach. D-played. Listen to these guys. Get a nice safety, a rangy one. I think it's a big priority to bring back Jamien Sherwood. I know fans are okay with him leaving. I am not okay. He had almost 160 tackles. He was a top 5 linebacker last year via PFF. Jamien Sherwood covers a 1/3 of the field. If you get another rangy safety back there, and then you have Jermaine Johnson back, is another year in the system. Bro, they're going to be great. Like defensively, they're going to be very good. Sherwood's all over the place. The safety's rangy. You got your edges there. Quinnen comes in shape. You pair him up with another defensive tackle. The defense could be a lot better. You have 2 guys helping you out too, and the coaches with Wilkes and Glenn. Their defense should not be something we're too worried about. I know we need to fill holes. I'm worried about the offense. That's why I'm fine with addressing right tackle and getting an awesome right tackle. I'm fine with getting an awesome tight end. I'm fine with getting an awesome receiver. Like, just find good value and do BPA on the offensive side, really anywhere outside of guard, which you don't need. But, with injuries in the NFL, you kind of always need an extra guard or 2 on the roster. But I think there's something here, man. I really do. I'm trying to be a little optimistic. I don't think the Rodgers thing worked out with this timeline. I think they're trying to move on too as a franchise. I think it was a little bit embarrassing. It was unlucky. I just don't think they want that around anymore, man.
You know what's embarrassing? Quarterback play every year before Rodgers got here.
Yeah, that's.
Are we going back to this? Does our starting quarterback throw more than 8 touchdown passes next season?
That is really
How about
sad,
6
man.
the previous year, or 9 the previous year before that, or 9 the year before that?
How many starts did Darnold have in that 2020? What the hell was he doing?
He got hurt, but he
Jeez
started most of
Louise.
the year.
Yeah. Yeah, man, the quarterback play here has been bottom 5 in the league, honestly. But I think things will be different, man. I think, and listen, I'll say this. Unlike last year's draft, which I thought was really top heavy with quarterbacks and had nobody that you would even look at in day 3 or day 2, late day 2. I think this year's draft is almost the opposite. Like outside of Cam Ward, I think there's a bunch of like day 2, day 3 potential gems, diamonds in the rough that you can find at quarterback. And I think that if the Jets nail on one, Will Howard being one of them. I know people like McCord. I do too. I like Howard more. Even the kid, Curtis Rourke, I was talking about out of Indiana, or even this Dylan Gabriel kid. And a lot of people aren't giving him enough love. I think once the process sort of plays itself out, he's a
Talk
2
about him. I got a super chat from him, from Shane. He wants your thoughts.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you took it right out of me, man. I think Dylan Gabriel's really good. Listen, I love Tua as a quarterback. Like when he was coming out, I thought he was a little bit, I don't say overlooked because he went 5th overall, but I thought he had all the makings of a potential franchise quarterback. I think Dylan Gabriel does too. The issue is in bad weather and when it's time to throw the ball deep down the field, like Tua, Dylan Gabriel struggles. So you're kind of taking Dylan Gabriel knowing that if you got to throw, you have a 3rd and 17, he's not going to put it on the number, 20 yards down the field. He doesn't have the arm strength. But if he can develop a little bit more arm strength and you help him out in certain situations, I think Dylan Gabriel's an interesting prospect. He has a lot of similarities to Tua. He's extremely accurate. He throws with great anticipation. He was one of the best quarterbacks. I know you have Dom C on all the time, my guy. Dylan Gabriel was lighting up the Senior Bowl. People loved him, but it's those deep balls. It's if it snows or it's cold, like Tua, what's he going to do? But he's intriguing, and I think again, make that quarterback room better. That's it. That's the theme, Jake. Now that Rodgers going to make it competitive.
The theme is Tank 2025 with Tanky V. There's nothing.
Should I get a Frank the Tank shirt? Would you? No, Tanky V shirts. You want to do Tanky V shirts?
Yeah, we'll put it in my merch store. We'll split the profits.
All right, that's fine. That's fair.
A whopping 1 person might buy it.
I know how those merch things work out. Yeah, it's awful. You have all this great ideas. Oh man, I can't wait for this. What?
Yeah.
Nobody bought it.
The bricked up T-shirts didn't exactly sell when Jeff Ulbrich won only 3 days to be the intern.
I am right there with you, man. I've been through that struggle more often than not. You want to know what's funny? You want to know the best shirt we ever made that sold? It was so random. One night, Collins on the Hawks. What's the heck's his name? I forgot his first name. Collins on the Hawks dunked on some guy. It was a crazy dunk. I'm like, you know what? I need to get an illustration, just put this on his shirt because I knew this Atlanta Hawks influencer. And I'm going to give him the link and see how many he can sell. Dude, he sold like thousands of these like Collins shirts, like out of nowhere. Like we have no Atlanta Hawks fans that we know. None. Like they don't uStadium, we're mostly NFL. We have some Knicks, but we're mostly NFL. This Atlanta Hawks shirt went like not viral. We didn't make crazy money, but like I'm like, how did this John Collins? How did this shirt sell that much? But the power of influencers, Jake. That's why I love you so much. You're one of the best influencers in the game, man.
Oh yeah. It's basically like me and like Karina Koff. We're right there at the top.
I love when you said on your show, you're like, yeah, I want Darnold to come back. Yeah, I want a threesome with Sydney Sweeney and Kylie Jenner.
I don't know. I this has been a tough week for me. I'm very angry at the world. So
no, I was dying. No, I've been enjoying your show this week. Yeah, let it out, man. Listen, you're not wrong, Jake. Like, you're not wrong. It's just, I think, for me, it's not about Rodgers off the field. I actually don't mind him off the field as much as other people. I don't think he's this dirtbag or this selfish prick. He doesn't talk to his family, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't buy into that. And even if he is, I don't care. I don't think that's like conducive to him being like a great leader or being a good enough leader. To me, it's on the field. It's just the offense. It's him sticking to his first read. It's him forcing balls.
I'm ready for Tanner Engstrand, man. The way you talk about him, he's Kyle Shanahan, so I'm excited.
I'm telling you, things are going to be different. I think tight end is a position, by the way, to look out for in the draft. I think Tanner wants to do something with tight ends. You have the tight end coach there from Detroit. They love using their tight ends in Detroit. That tight end room's going to be different. I don't think Conklin's coming back either, and I don't care if he does or not. He's whatever. He's good, but he's not. I think they're going to do something special, man. With the tight ends, I'm saying, like something that again. When's the last time we saw a good tight end here? Dustin Keller. I mean, like for a year and
Jason Morrow in like one game, he had like 100 yards.
Yeah,
like
I know. It's freaking. It's sad, man. I freaking drafted Kyle Brady over Warren Sapp. I still think about that crap all the time, but whatever. And Kyle Brady wasn't that bad actually either. But
all right. Well, Frankie, we covered a lot. I'll see you in Indy, and we'll get your updated Jet record prediction then.
Yeah, so what am I at now? Last show I was at, I didn't give you one last show, right?
No, this is the first time I've done it. So you're at 8 right now, you said?
I'm at 8 wins.
All right.
Eight's the number. Eight's the number, baby. 8.
All right, eight's the number, folks. Can't wait. The great Frankie V, uStadium. Gangs Out Here podcast with Costello and Ryan Sampson. What a spot. David with a super chat. Thank you, David. I'm coming to see my first Jet game this year. 60-year birthday present. Keg on me. Just pick me a winner. David, I hope you win the raffle, man. We will get you down. If you gift the membership like David did, you're in the raffle. He's in for 5 with this. He also gifted one before the show, so that's already 6 and counting for David during this episode of the program. Chanola says, Jake, you're stressed, buddy. You need a 2-week vacation. See, here's the problem with being a content creator. If I don't do a show, I don't get paid. So I don't have time off. Like when I was in radio, and this was a side hustle for me and not my full-time job. I still am in radio, but when I was on ESPN Houston full-time, I had PTO. But I don't have PTO. The show must go on here. Otherwise, you can't make any money. So no, there'll be no vacation, especially now. Not now, Tanella. We got the combine coming up, baby. Brian writes in, let's try to not be a sad group of fans because the team is implementing a new scheme in 2025 and the improvements might not be measured in wins. Oh, yes, we're going to build the culture, Brian. I've heard that before. Love it. There's nothing like building that Jet culture. Speaking of which, there's a guy on the line right now that knows all about how to build a culture, how to build a winning culture. Ladies and gentlemen, we say hello to the potential #1 overall seed in the Asmaniac tournament.
Hey, Charles! You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. Hey, Charles! I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. I need some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Sing it this way, Charles!
Hello, Jake. I got a very special guest for you.
Do we? Oh, hello, Grandma Joe.
Oh, who do?
Hi, Grandma Joe. I'm a big fan.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? We love your grandson.
Oh, I'm glad you do.
He's a great young man.
What do you say?
I'm a great young man.
Oh, very good.
How are you, Grandma Joe? How's everything going?
Oh, everything's going all right.
We came by to give her some flowers because, Friday's Valentine's Day, so we want to give her something nice before that.
I love it. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, this is a great surprise, Charles. We've heard so much about the legendary Grandma Joe. Charles has awesome things to say about you.
Oh, I love him too.
Aw, that's great. Charles, this is a great surprise. We love the Gorman family.
Thank you.
Anyways, Jake, I'm sorry I haven't been on the show in a while. I've been caught up with so much other things. Hope you're all doing well.
I'm doing good, Charles. There's a lot of buzz about you, though. I'm telling you.
Thank you. Well, Look, as for the, I know you were very upset with the Jets moving on from Aaron Rodgers. Believe it or not, I kind of felt it was inevitable because, hear me out. Part of me did want Aaron Rodgers back, but at the same time, he was a bit inconsistent last year. I mean, there were times he looked good, there were times he looked bad, there were times he succeeded the eye test, there were times he did succeed the eye test. So it is what it is. Plus, I'm actually happy that Aaron Glenn finalized the staff yesterday. We got some inexperienced coaches and some experienced coaches, and I like that because the experienced coaches can help the inexperienced coaches out. Because our last coaching staff, they were full of so many inexperienced coaches that we looked like we didn't know what the hell we were doing. So I like this approach. Plus, my dad still thinks Aaron Glenn has the. Yes, my father still thinks he has the potential of being a good coach in the making. So I really can't wait for this. I'm probably a little bit more excited about this year than most Jet fans are because, many of us thinking we're tanking, many of us thinking we're not going to do anything. I understand you're tired of saying we're going to build a culture. We're going to build a culture. Well, what the hell is the point of winning if we don't build a culture, right? I mean, that's very important.
To build the culture. I think it goes hand in hand.
That's true. I mean, look at Bill. I'm not saying he's going to be the next Bill Parcells, but look what Parcells did his first year with the Jets. In '97, after the Jets went 1-16 the previous year, they went 9-7, and they were building a culture. And in '98, they recorded their greatest regular season win total of franchise history by winning 12 games, and they were one quarter away from going to the Super Bowl. So I'm just saying that Aaron Glenn, he's a Bill Parcells disciple. That to me is a huge plus. Plus, I was very happy with the Steve Wilkes hiring. I've always liked Steve Wilkes, the defensive coordinator.
Hey, Charles, people are getting dizzy in the chat. Is there a way you could just stand there?
Sorry, I like walking around. It's part of my condition. Anyways,
fair enough.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I don't know why San fired him.
Nick Shine says, Charles, tell Grandma where we went last weekend.
No, I'm not, Jake. No, I'm not, Nick.
Where did you guys go last weekend?
I'm telling we go bowling, but not the strip club.
Thank you for clarifying.
But what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I'm glad we got Steve Wilkes. I'm glad we got some good offensive coaches. I'm glad we got Chris Banjo from was it the Cardinals or the Broncos? I forgot.
Oh, your mom's watching the show. She just wrote my ears.
Yeah. Hey, Mom. What was I gonna say? Was Chris Banjo the special teams coach of the Broncos or the Cardinals? I forgot.
Broncos.
Okay, so he's now our special teams coach. And we have a new defensive line coach in Eric Washington, which is nice. So hopefully, we got some experienced coaches, and that's what I liked about it. Plus, I like Aaron Glenn's attitude. I think it's a lot more serious and legit than Robert Saleh's attitude and demeanor when he became the head coach of the Jets. Sorry, Mike, these nuts. I like to walk.
I wish Bobby liked to walk.
But I'm really looking forward to this year. Look, do I care about the drought? Yes, but at the same time, we need to establish a culture first before we think about doing a playoff. Before we even think about ending the playoff drought. Plus, I do agree with Frankie V. There are some players that need to get their stuff together, like Quinnen and Sauce. I think Sauce is going to have a rebound year this upcoming year because he went to Aaron Glenn's office and he talked with him. This is what I like about Sauce. He takes his craft seriously. Now, some people I understand were ripping on Sauce after last year because he wasn't tackling properly and he was missing some coverage assignments. But
Frank P wants to know, can you walk and chew gum?
Yes, I can walk and chew gum.
Lucas wants to know, do you prefer water or Gatorade?
Gatorade's fine, but I prefer water.
Mike Nuts wants to know, is Bobby betting on Charles' steps count?
No. Anyway, what was I trying to say before I was really interrupted with this stuff?
Gator writes in, can you walk outside and look for Bobby's Amazon delivery? I sent him a new mic.
Bobby lives in Vermont. Nice try, Gator. What I was going to try to say was that
Your mother says we will stop with the sarcasm.
what we were trying to say was that great, I lost my train of thought. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Beastbreaker says, Mike, let Charles be himself. He's an OCD.
I do have OCD, yes.
Alan says, I like Charles, but he's making me tired.
That's kind of a good thing, I expect, but that's another story. Yes.
Matthew Smith says, stop interrupting him, Jake.
Trying to think, shit. No, what's I talking about? Oh, yes. You gotta, I like that Sauce. I know a lot of people were getting on Sauce because of missing coverage assignments and not inconsistently making good tackles. But I like the fact the first thing he did when Aaron Glenn got the job was he went to his office. That to me, Sauce really cares about his craft. Do I think Sauce is a bad player? Absolutely not. I still think he has the potential of being the next great, lockdown, shutdown corner in NFL history, along with, Darrelle Revis and Champ Bailey and Deion Sanders and, Aeneas Williams and so on and so forth. But Aaron Glenn, getting back to the whole Aaron Glenn, and I will defend Gary on this, Aaron Glenn was a very good player in his day. You can argue he may not have been a Hall of Famer, but he was a very good cover corner in his career. My dad said he was the best cover corner the Jets have had until Darrelle Revis showed up.
That's what everyone says because that's true.
Jake, I'm not arguing with you.
I understand.
Calm down, buddy.
But this guy, Gary Kessler, whatever the hell, trying to say that this
is it
guy
the
is
same
better
Gary?
than Revis is insulting. What?
Is it the same Gary that goes from 3D boxing?
No. This is Gary 2D boxing. All right, 3D is in a different level of respectability.
Oh, okay. My apologies, Gary. Got you mixed up. Gary K. Look, Darrelle Revis was great. I know his prime wasn't as long as like Deion's or Champ Bailey's, but his prime was so good it can't be forgotten. But Aaron Glenn, with all due respect, that's down in March. But Aaron Glenn was a very.
Are you nervous about the tournament, Charles? Do you think you got a legit chance to cut down the nets?
It is what it is. I'm not really nervous. It's just a tournament for fans, so it is what it is. But anyway, Aaron Glenn was a very good player, and I like the fact that
who does Grandma Gorman want at quarterback?
My Grandma Gorman's not a fan of football.
Well, ask her if she would have brought back Rodgers for one more year as the bridge.
My grandma doesn't watch sports. Okay, people? My grandma does not watch sports. She does not like sports. Oh, let me rephrase that. She does not like to watch sports. She'd rather watch her own thing. When my grandmother was raising my two uncles and my father, she was quote unquote forced to watch sports. She's not a sports fan. Same with my mom, she is not a sports fan. So please leave them alone.
Now let me ask you this. Do you believe that I have already sold 15 pairs of Charles Gorman game-worn underwear?
I forgot your name, crap. Judy, how old are you, Miss Judy? How are you? No. I was going to Miss Judy, you guys are doing a puzzle. That's great. Oh, that's wonderful. I think Gabe Beastbreaker was talking to me about them.
Yeah, he's wearing the pair right now.
That's wonderful.
It is.
I hope they're doing well.
Also, say hi to Judy for us.
That's one of my grandmother's friends. That she's in the apartment complex.
Tell her I say hello.
I will. Anyway, I know this is your show, but shameless self-promo alert. For those of you who have been following my channel in recent days, tomorrow I'm going to go see Captain America Brave New World at 2 p.m. at one of my local AMC theaters. Stay tuned for my review.
What will you be eating during the film? Popcorn?
Well, I'll probably be eating before I go to the theater. So,
Well, how about this? Send me what your Venmo is or Zelle, and I'll send you some money so you can get a nice tub of popcorn to watch. All right?
I already got you on Venmo.
Well, I forgot. It's been a while. Remind me what your Venmo is, and I'll take care of your popcorn for the film tomorrow.
All right, I'll send you my Venmo eventually, okay?
All right. Well, you're seeing the movie tomorrow, so you got to let me know.
I will when I get home, okay? I'm not going to do it right now.
All right.
Anyways,
you want a large soda too?
Doesn't matter. I'm really more of a popcorn kind of guy. Soda's good too.
All right.
Um,
Who are you going with? Grandma Joe? Does she want any
no,
popcorn?
my grandma hasn't been to the movies. Grandma, when's the last time you've been to the movies? When's the last time you've been to the movies? It's been a couple of years since my grandma went to the movies. I'm going by myself, Jake. I only had enough. I used my AMC theater gift card to purchase tickets for it. Anyway, I'm gonna go see it. Plus, I'm gonna do my review, so stay tuned for that. And it'll be a video, a regular video, not a stream of my review. I also may do an out of the theater reaction, so stay tuned for that. But what I will say is I'm definitely looking forward. I know it's getting some negative reviews, especially on Rotten Tomatoes, but you can't really trust critics that much, especially Rotten Tomatoes with all the crap going on there. Plus, you really got to be able to form your own opinion. But anyways, that's all I wanted to say in regards to shameless self promo. Now, back to the Jets.
Gator wants to know, could you do a reaction video of you eating the popcorn?
No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that, Gator. No, I'm not.
Are you going to sneak any candy into the theater?
I haven't done that in a long time, but I'm going to say no.
Why not? Just put a nice little pack of M&Ms right in one of your pockets.
I haven't done it in a long time, so I'm going to say no. Anyway.
Bomber says the last time your grandma went to the movies, it was 1952. Is that true?
No, Bomber, stop trolling my grandmother, please. It's been a couple of years.
Bomber, how dare you troll Grandma Joe, you animal?
Listen,
Sean writes, and the last time she went to the movies, Gone with the Wind was playing. That can't be right.
No, I think the last time she took me to the movie, I remember when I went to the movies with my grandma, who was like, the late 90s, early 2000s, when she took me to see I forgot the name of that movie. The Last Days of Earth or something. I forgot the name of the movie. It was a comedy. It was good. I loved it, but I forgot the name of the movie. I know, I'm an idiot, right?
Frank P wants to know, do you walk up and down the aisle while watching the movie?
No, I sit my ass down on the chair.
You can understand why he'd ask that question, though, right?
Because I'm walking around, yes, but that's just different.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to the Jets. I think this is going to be an interesting year. Hopefully, we found our successor to Bill Parcells, even though he wasn't our coach long term, because he was the truly great coach we've had.
Is there any update on the R&B song you're writing?
I'm not writing it. That's Nick Shine's job. Go ask him.
Okay. Interesting question here from Chris. He wants to know, do you fart during the movie?
Maybe, maybe not. Why do you care?
Well, typically when you let it rip, we know how that sounds.
I don't fart during the movie theater. I think the second one. Excuse me. Look,
so just during the live show, you fart?
I don't fart all the time during my shows, Jake.
Now, what are you eating there? A lot of people are asking the same thing.
I had a Snickers.
Nice little Snickers bar.
Yeah.
Legally Blind says you might have IBS. Is that true?
IBS, what the hell does that mean?
Google it. You'll see.
I'm probably gonna think it's something dirty, so I'm not gonna Google it.
Faithful Fire Radio says, bro, this show is something else.
Yes, it is, Faye. Yes, it is, my good sir. It is something else. Ooh, Oreos. Oh, the little ones, though. No, I know, Grandma. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. I apologize. Take them home? Hell no. We got plenty of goodies home. I will have me some brownie bites. Let me some good old brownie, baby.
It's a great angle for you, Charles.
Thank you. But right
mother-
now, speaking of sports, I'm really excited about the Yankee season. Hopefully, we make it back to the playoffs.
He's gone. Charles, what happened? He exited out of the stream. Gorman. Where is he? No. Ladies and gentlemen, I have good news. All right. He's back.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man and movies and sports and video games and maybe hot chicks.
What happened?
I accidentally exited out by accident. Anyway, I'm really excited about the Yankee season.
Big fella
Even though
writes
I
in,
can't
Charles
think of
not
one-
Googling IBS because it's dirty, but watches donkey shows. Makes no sense.
I don't watch donkey shows, bub.
Some are speculating that you had to fart, and that is why you left.
I did not have to fart at all. I didn't fart at all. Anyways,
When was the last
I'm
time
really
you farted?
earlier today.
All right. Appreciate the transparency.
Here's my brother. Shout out to his ugly mug.
Steady Eddie.
Hi. Listen, Jake, I know you still got the mustache.
I did.
Too bad I had to shave mine off.
Yeah, what happened to yours?
I shaved mine off.
Yeah, why?
So I wanted to.
When are you
On
shaving
the
your
first
neck,
start.
Charles? You got like the Sam Darnold like neck beard right now.
And what's wrong with that? Sam Donald's a handsome man.
No, I love Sam. I have nothing but nice things to say about Sam. I wanted to know if that's your new look.
I don't know about that, but right now I just care about maintaining my good appearance, you know.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you what. I had a lot of women reach out to me after we debuted this on the show, the Game Worn Gormans. People were impressed.
I'm sure they are.
You might not love it, but this is what peak male athletic performance looks like.
You mean a fat guy? Ask Tony Gwynn.
No, not a fat guy at all. This is the male body.
I'm sure it is, Jake. I'm sure it is. Excuse me.
Excuse you.
Did you get anything for your girlfriend or mom for Valentine's Day?
I'm working Friday, 7 to 9 on ESPN New York, so I'm not doing anything that exciting.
Well, you can always do it the weekend.
Yeah, the weekend we'll be out and about.
Oh, by the way, you still haven't reached back in regards to doing the Origins episode you always wanted to do of me.
Well, I told you about the idea, and then I went to the Super Bowl all last week, and now I'm going to the Combine soon, but we will get to it. We will have you on. You'll be the first ever guest for that.
All right, well, dude, Jake, anyway, good talking with you. Have a safe trip, and I'll send you my Venmo, okay?
All right, I'm gonna make sure that you have quite the viewing experience tomorrow watching the Captain America movie. All right.
No problem. Bye.
All right, Charles. Farewell, ladies and gentlemen. Charles Eugene M. Gorman.
You'll never get my chicken soup recipe. I'm not saying that Lowski takes steroids. Give me some of it. Hey, Charles! Who is that lovely lady? Sing it this way, Charles!
How about that? A Grandma Joe call. Look, I don't make the seedings for the tournament. The committee does. But I find it hard to believe that Charles Gorman is not the number 1 overall seed. I really think he's got a chance to cut down the nets. And you want to be playing your best when the tournament starts? Who's playing better than Gorman right now? That's what a 1 seed is right there. That call is everything about a number 1 seed. And by the way, all right, so I'm having Ian O'Connor on my radio show Friday night when I'm on ESPN New York. Ian's coming on. And Ian's been on the show before. He wrote the Aaron Rodgers book, one of the best columnists, best authors we have in this town. And Ian sent me an email today after I reached out that he is happy to come on. I'll read you because it was great. But only if I get to give out my picks for the 4 number 1 seeds in your podcast March Madness caller tournament. So we've reached the mainstream, folks. Ian O'Connor's locked in. So as Maniac Madness, and it will be madness. Speaking of madness, how do you try and top a Charles Gorman call? Well, you go to another guy who might be a number 1 seed. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Hi, everybody. This is Bob from Vermont. I am Bob, of course.
Wasn't that nice to have Charles Gorman's grandmother in it?
Honestly, Grandma Joe may be in the play-in.
Yeah, I know. She is a nice lady. I like her. She's nice.
She's great.
Yeah, she's a wonderful lady. I wanted to see her. She's a good lady. I think she's 99 now.
Now, Bobby, just so you know, you're not allowed to place any bets on who's going to win the tournament.
No, I can't do that. No.
We know you're banned from all sports betting in the United States. You're also banned from Asmaniac Madness betting.
Oh, that's fine. So we're doing good today. You doing good?
How was your show today?
It was good. You came on for a little while.
Yeah, I popped in.
Yeah, that's fine. You're a busy man. That's why you're a busy man.
I know. I have a lot of things to do. People to see.
I know. You
I have to fold laundry. I've been so lazy. I have so much laundry to fold, Bobby. It's bad.
Because you want to wait for the week to good old New Orleans down there.
That's right.
And good food.
Nola. Have you been to New Orleans, Bob?
No, I want to go. You know what you see in New Orleans? You get to see them.
What do you see?
Up on the deck, you get to see them for free.
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
Oh, come on. New Orleans, the French Quarter. Come on.
You mean Bourbon Street?
Yeah, they throw beads.
I got plenty of beads. I was wearing one on the show the other day.
You didn't see anything
beads?
Else? It starts with
B?
It could start with B or T. Well, we don't. Well, we do have them. I do have. I'm trying to lose mine.
Your virginity?
No.
Oh.
Breasts.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the better word to use. Breasts.
There were a lot of fat people there, but I didn't notice anything unusual.
No, I'm talking about breasts.
There were a lot of man boobs.
Yeah, and lady boobs. They're allowed to show them live. Remember when I came to
Queens? You could show man boobs live too.
I know, I did. Oh, God.
They don't discriminate.
No, I know, but girls usually like to do it. Do you ever see King of Queens when they went to New Orleans and then Carrie says, "Oh, we're going to New Orleans. I want to show my titties."
Whoa, I know.
Yeah, that's what she said on the show.
Oh, wait a second.
What?
Oh, boy, this is outrageous. What just happened here? I just got a Venmo request from Charles Gorman. You guys wanted to take a guess how much money this guy just requested to go to the movies tomorrow. How much
$50.
How much does he think a large thing of popcorn is?
$50.
Someone in the chat right now, if you get it right, I'll give you credit. This guy has some nerve to request.
Is it $50?
Charles Gorman requested $60 to go to the movies. God.
What the popcorn be better gold or what?
What is this? Does popcorn come with a, Robert Kraft special at the end of it too,
I
Charles?
know.
Jeez.
It better be like a golden popcorn or something.
$60. Is this guy out of his? You know how many super chats I'm gonna have to get $60 to feed Charles Gorman?
No,
$60. Is this guy out of his mind?
Ted said $40. Ted said $40.
Yeah, Ted wants to stir the pot. How much is a large popcorn at the movies?
I don't know. I don't go to the movies anymore. Nope. I don't. It's up there. It's not $60.
That is outrageous. $60 for popcorn?
And soda. Remember, you're gonna get them.
Yeah, I'd get him soda too. I don't think it would cost me $60 for a large popcorn.
I don't think so. Probably like 20. I say 20.
Also, I didn't say I was going to pay for his ticket because he already said that he bought the ticket with his gift card. I was just going to offer to pay for his snacks or popcorn.
Yeah, I don't think 60. I think about 20. You do.
I was probably going to send him between 15 and $20.
Yeah, 20. Do 20. I think you'd be safe for 20 than 60.
I mean, I know what's happening here. No, I'm getting hoodwinked here. Charles is actually using this money. He wants to go to the strip club again.
He's trying to be like me, getting the money out of you. He's being a capitalist.
I mean, this is extortion here. $60?
Like
That's more than I make in a month.
Oh.
Look at this. The balls of this guy. And he just wrote movies. What is this?
60 bucks. Maybe you just go after dinner after the movie or something. I don't know.
This guy's unreal. All right. What is he? Unbelievable.
Yeah. So after your show, I'm gonna have a show after your show, and then
$15 popcorn, $15 drink, $30 for a lapper on the way home. I mean, yeah.
A lapper on the way home.
Unbelievable.
They're not gonna give him lap dance for $30. It's $300.
Nah,
$300.
No, that's for the private backdoor special. If he just wants a lap dance, you can get it done for $20, depending on where you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true.
After tip, it's probably closer to 30. You might have to pay a cut. That's about right. That's a good estimate.
Yeah, but 60 now. Give him
it's like
20.
one dance, though.
Give him 20. I would give him 20.
Yeah, I'm probably going to counter with 20. Take it or leave it, Gorman.
Yeah, like you did with my pictures. So we did that. You have to not give him 60.
Unbelievable. All right.
So yeah, I go on after your show, and then I got like 311 subs already, so I need a little bit more to go. And then
Tom Ace writes in, "What if Grandma Joe is going with him?"
No, she's not.
Well,
No,
yeah, I
this
mean, if
is-
Grandma Joe was going, then obviously there's no amount of money. But
No, she's not going with him. He said he was going alone. But Grandma was cute.
Mike says, to be honest, I spend $75 on a movie easy. Once again, people, Charles has the ticket paid for.
Yeah.
I was just sending him money for popcorn, and he
Yeah,
requested
and
$60.
I used to have a lot of soda too.
It's incredible. Yeah, but he said he didn't even want the soda, but I was going to give it to him
Oh,
anyway.
yeah, just give it to him. $20. Definitely.
Yeah.
That's the deal. I agree.
You like to spend my money.
Yep. Now it's $60.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. So
Dennis Gorman writes in, my son is hustling you, Jake. I know, Mrs. Gorman.
Nah. So where are you staying in Indianapolis when you go in a nice hotel?
Staying at an Airbnb.
Oh, that's nice. That's good though.
Oh, yeah.
And then, yeah, you get to meet a lot of people then, don't you?
Matthew Smith says, Bobby has a crush on Charles' grandma.
She's cute. I like cute people. I love the older people. I used to work in a nursing home. Love the older people.
Thunder Lips writes in, my wife is listening to Midnight and say, can you imagine having to give a lap dance to that guy?
I know, right? Me. I had a few lap dances in my life. So, do you meet my friend Gabe Morency down that radio thing?
No, I didn't get a chance to say hello to him.
Oh, was he there though?
Yeah, he was there. I didn't see him though.
Okay, that's fine. If he was there, I thought he would be down there.
Yeah.
Do you know the other guy he works with? The guy from the West Coast. What is his name from the West Coast?
I don't think anyone cares, but no.
Okay, I can't remember.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philip Allen is in our raffle for 5 towards Charles' expensive movies. LOL. I mean, I'll send him 60 if the Asmaniacs want to contribute. If you Venmo me at Jake-Asman, I'll send it to. Don't give YouTube a cut of it. Yeah, we'll give it to Charles directly. But $60 for this man to get a large popcorn. The nerve of him. This guy.
Oh, Made me laugh. That's hilarious. All right, Jake. You have a great night. I hope you have a good dinner tonight. Whatever you're eating.
By the way, you wore the Jet hat earlier. You're wearing the Kicks hat now. Where's the Jake Asman hat? You haven't worn that in a while.
Okay, I'll wear it tomorrow.
All right.
I had to take off the Beast Breaker shirt, so I got a new shirt on.
Yeah, that's good. You had to shower.
Yeah, they didn't want me to wear it anymore, so I won't wear it.
What do you mean? You're gonna let them control your life?
I know, right? I understand why they don't want me to wear it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tez Hughes is also now in the raffle for 5, and this is going to the Gorman Movie Fund.
I know, right? Well, you have a good night.
Hold on. Did I just get a Venmo?
From who?
I don't know. Someone else is trying to contribute to the Gorman.
Gorman's going to give you 60.
What happened now?
Gorman's going to give you $60.
No, I don't know about that. I'm going to send him.
Yeah, I know.
$60.
20. Oh, well, 60 now after everything's chipping in here.
Gator's offended that you took the shirt off. He says, WTF, Bob, you wear that shirt if you want to wear it.
All right.
Yeah, I mean.
That was a gift from him, yes.
Exactly.
And Gator, my brother went to the mailbox, is frozen. We can't get in there.
What do you mean it's frozen? Your mailbox is frozen?
Well, my mailbox isn't. The other, they give me the key, and then the bottom where they put it in, couldn't put it in. The other day they put it in, I guess, and it froze last night.
So how's it going to unfreeze?
Well, it'll probably warm up hopefully soon. I still have that. Michael said I still have that key in there, so when it warms up, we could take it out. Oh, excuse me, that was some water.
Oh, you just went full Gorman there, burping on the air.
Yeah. Well, that was water. Sorry. All right, Jake. You have a great night. Had your dinner. Have a great dinner.
We'll be watching the Bobby show, right?
Yeah. I hope we get more subs. Thank you very much, Jake.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bobby Midnight.
Okay.
Oh, you know I'm doing another Zoom meeting. Oh, Farts Jake's going live. Gotta end my friggin' stream. I'm Bobby.
What a show. What a show. Man, where do we go from there? I don't know. We have a couple different paths we can go down. We could take the chaos approach, the calm, cool, and collected approach, the what the hell is he going to say approach, the this guy's still here approach. Those are the 4 callers I have on hold right now. As I look at these callers, think, which one am I? I'm going to go with the batshit crazy approach. Charlie the dog groomer's next. Hello, Charlie.
I'm just playing. I had to do a throwback to that.
that is a throwback.
Yeah, this is Barney, but yeah, anyway. Man, Jake, it's been a while. I tried calling in last night, but you were closing up shop like within 30 seconds, so you didn't take my call. But it's okay, Jake. Oh man, so a few things. Are you actually going to pay for popcorn for Bobby Midnight?
No, what you mean for Gorman? I'm not. I will pay.
Not Bobby Midnight. Yeah.
I will not pay $60 for him to have popcorn. That is insane.
Okay. Now, when it comes to Bobby, where do you find these callers, Jake?
They find me. I just do the show every day.
Because I literally feel like I get done with your show every day, and I feel like I need to like go pray and repent or something. Strip clubs. I'm like, oh, my Christian years.
Yeah. Well, we also have some virginity in the show. We've had 2
I heard
callers announce their virgins in recent weeks, including one yesterday.
Who? Wait, now I know the name of the one that you said was a virgin. And see, I don't have that problem because I've been married for 10 years. But who was that? Is it the Packers fan?
B-Mac had an electric call yesterday.
Okay, the Packers fan, right? The one that loved the Jets because Aaron Rodgers came?
Yep.
Okay, all right. I had a feeling that was him. Okay.
Now, to be fair, Addison makes a pretty good point here. You started your call with a stuffed Barney, and you're calling out Bobby.
Well, here's the thing. The Barney thing is obviously a joke. The Barney thing was a flashback to since the beginning of the Jets season. It was just a troll job. I thought it was funny. I mean, I don't know, it was funny to me. But when I say what kind of callers are on here is I think most of the calls are some of the guys are totally authentic. You see, I'm joking. So there's a little bit of a difference there, but I'm not walking around Walmart with the Barney in my possession, hugging it and stuff. So, yeah. But when it comes to the Jets, let me make a Jets point since this is a Jets show, right? Let's get off the Barney topic. I just thought it would be funny. I was upset about Aaron Rodgers initially. As it sits with me, I'm starting to get over it a little bit, starting to accept it a bit.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
Hey, Bob.
This is the Asmaniac Rumble.
Bobby.
Hey, you don't even know me, Charlie the dog groomer. Where does he get you from?
No, Bobby, I love you, Bobby. You're one of my favorite callers.
I didn't like your comment. That's why I had to come on. And where do you get these callers from? Where do you get these callers from? Well, explain yourself.
Well, he gets me because I found him on YouTube, just like you found him on YouTube. But listen, Bobby, you shouldn't be mad at me. I watch your show all the time. I support you.
Oh, I don't see you in my chat.
I'm always watching, Bobby. I might not chat. I sent a few comments through maybe like a month ago, but I watch you all the time, Bob. You're one of my favorite. When I say where does he find you guys from, it's more about where do these conversations? How do these conversations come up?
Where did he find you from? That's the question.
I found him. No, he didn't find me. I found him. I found him on YouTube.
Do you live in Long Island or something?
Yeah, I'm on Long Island. Yeah.
Where, Lake Ronkonkoma?
You know what's funny about that? I used to live in I used to live in Ronkonkoma for about maybe 2 years. I'm in Farmingdale.
How long ago was this?
What, Ronkonkoma?
Yeah.
Probably maybe 4 years ago, something around there.
Oh no, my aunt and uncle used to live there a long time ago. But
it's nice to finally talk to you, Bobby.
Kitchen or something? Are you in the kitchen?
I was about to make some dinner. My wife is taking my daughter to gymnastics.
It looks like the kitchen my aunt and uncle used to live in. That's why I thought there was you lived in Lake Ronkonkoma. That used to be their kitchen.
Yeah, they actually stayed at Lake Ronkonkoma.
Some of you need to understand how this works. When we go to a Rumble, it's not then an excuse to be like, so where you from? Bobby. All right. I wanted a Rumble. And then we got Charlie Tim oh, well, my cousin twice removed is from actually there. Nobody cares. Nobody at all cares. All right. You wanted your Rumble with Charlie the dog groomer, Bob? You got it. And then you softened up real quick. You had him on the ropes and you let him off the hook. All right. All right. If we're going to Rumble, we got to bring in people that know how to Rumble.
Breaker. 666, he's the man who would kick your ass, and then he'd gobble-goo.
Beast, what'd you think of that?
What the hell is that? Did I call that a rumble? I was ready to go. Ready to go to bed almost. I'm not even ready for bed yet. It's barely 6:33 where you're at? I'm not even ready yet. And I'm ready to go watch wrestling, for crying out loud. I didn't want to watch that. Wait, what am I watching? A soap opera? No! If you're going to Rumble, get the gloves on and, back. Yeah. Oh, that fight with Frankie was great. Oh, one more thing. SeatGeek, to all people on here, SeatGeek.com. Please go get your tickets. Remember, type in that word again, Asman.
And also, Asman. Hold on. You got to tell people to use Jake Asman as the promo code.
Use JakeAsman.com, for $20 for your first SeatGeek. Also, Hugo House. Get your nice button T-shirts, nice polos when you go on dates, or for going out for golfing. But remember, HugoHouse.com. Remember, get them while they're hot. And remember, type in that word ASMAN. Asman. Remember, get that while it's hot. Because if you don't, you're gonna miss out. And also, Come on, girl. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Get your Assman hats. Get your Jake Assman t-shirts. You can also get a Beast Breaker t-shirt. You can also get a Bobby Midnight t-shirt. Come on. Get your stuff right now at the JakeAssmanStore.com. And if you don't do it, we're going to get you. You know what this looks like right here?
Hey, Beast, give us some combinations. Remind Charlie and Bobby what a Rumble's supposed to look like.
Guys, when you rumble, you're supposed to go. That right there is a little taste. See, that's the cemetery with the left hook. This right here is the Undertaker. If you want to go to the Undertaker, let's go in the ring. Oh, look at this! I bring the pizza guy on here. Hey, pizza man. Hey, where's my pizza, Gary? I ordered a stuffed pepperoni pizza. Where is it?
No, we don't do stuffed pepperoni. That's not what we do here. Why am I the pizza guy?
Hey, I challenge you to a pizza match. 1-on-1. Let's see who makes a real man's pizza. Let's do that. You know,
all right.
I already got my stuff.
I'm down. I mean, it's been 20 years since I tossed some dough, but I think it's like a bicycle. I think I could do it. You can make pizza?
Hey, kid, let me just say this. When it comes to pizza, these hands are made for Operation 101. In my classroom, everything counts for a win. If you want to make real pizza, come to a king. I know how to make a man's pizza. Jake's seen how I make a pizza. It's called, you know what I do with all my pizzas? I take the fake cheese and the fake sauce off. That's first. You know why? I don't eat wallpaper paste. I want fresh tomato sauce, and I'm talking fresh. I know how it's made by hand. You take tomato paste, you take water. You got to add salt, pepper, sugar. You also need to add Italian seasonings, oregano, crushed red peppers, a little bit of that Welch's jam. Throw about 2 good shots in there, mix it all around, get it ready prepared. Once you're set, you're set. Then once you're done, get the pizza crust. Get that sauce on that pizza. Go round and around and around. Then after that's done, get your cheeses. What I do is I go with 3 different kinds of cheese. I go with the Gagozio. I also go with the Romano. I go with some extra provolone and a little mozzarella just to go with it. And if you want to add like peppers,
right? Yeah.
That's right. That's right. That's
yeah.
man.
I like this guy so far. Yeah, we can do this. You know a little bit about pizza. We can do that.
You can do peppers. You can do sausage. You can do pepperoni. You can do anything you want. Anything. Hey, you can make it even cheese if you want. But let's make the match fair. Let's have Jake as the judge.
Yeah, I don't know where we're gonna do this, but I'd be down. I can make a Sicilian with a little fresh mozzarella base, and then the sauce and the pecorino on top. So like upside down.
There you go. Yeah, and are you ready? Are you ready for baseball season? Or are we ready for baseball? Because I'm ready for.
We're ready for baseball season.
Fresh hot dog with a nice Sprite, and I can just sit back and watch the Mets and go, "Hey, throw me a baseball, let's go!" I don't want to see no crap. I want to see Peter hit one of the yard going. And that ball is going way back. It's gone. Or as you used to say, just a bit outside.
He tried in the corner and missed.
Ball 8. Ball 7. Wow. 3 different batters. Wow. Oh, and look who's coming up. Clue Haywood, the biggest Indian killer of all.
A pizza challenge has apparently just happened. Man. Beast, you got to get your Wi-Fi figured out, man. At the beginning, it was passable. And then by the end, we couldn't hear you. Maybe restart your computer. Or, I don't know, try your phone. City Burt with a super chat. Jameis 3 touchdowns or 3 picks would be so much fun. At least we'd score points. If we're going to win 4 games, at least let's be entertaining in some of them. Ladies and gentlemen, we check in now with Gary. Gary, are you ready for this pizza challenge?
Yeah, I mean, I used to flip a little dough back in the day, but I mean, it's been 20 years. But it's probably like a bicycle. I could probably get right back on it, right?
I think so.
Yeah. I'm actually intrigued. I don't know how we would set this up or who would be the
Also,
judge.
hold on a second. This guy, Gorman is unreal. He just sent me a reminder about paying the $60.
These kids,
This guy-
you give them an inch, they take a mile, Jake,
This
every
guy
time.
is out of his mind. Hey, Charles, you're going to watch this show back. Watch me declining your damn $60 Venmo request. Are you out of your mind? I'm giving you $20 and you'll like it.
How much? I went to a movie about a year and a half ago. I went to the George Foreman movie with my wife when that was on. That was probably about a year and a half ago. I don't know about that. I think it was like $13, $14. How much is a movie ticket? Just a ticket in New York City. 20?
I don't know, like $15 maybe.
I thought, oh, okay, that's reasonable. All right. So what's he asking for 70 for? He wants you to pay 60?
Oh, 60. He's out of his mind.
You want for one person, I can't even spend 60. How much is a soda and a popcorn? Like 10, $12?
Charles Gorman is out of his mind.
Yeah, I think he's I mean, like, it was a nice gesture. And then he did get a little bossy about it. Like, I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it later. Like, I'm doing you a favor, okay? Yeah. I'm sending you money. Like, what is this? Like, you know what? Forget the whole thing. Let's not do it at all. I was trying to be nice here, and you're telling me the terms of my favor.
The fact that I had to agree with Gary once again for the second day in a row is just, it's mind-boggling. That's where we're at.
Well, yeah, I got manners, Jake.
I'm trying to think the last time I sent Gorman a Venmo. I guess it was for the New Jersey meetup over the summer, but I can't find his thing. Because I declined it, but now it's not coming up. I want to actually send him his 20.
You're sending him 20 for popcorn? How? I mean, I don't
snacks.
live up there. All right. Popcorn is fine. He doesn't need gummy worms or Butterfinger bites. Like, we don't need to contribute to increasing diabetes in this country. Just the popcorn is fine. You can get popcorn and a large water. I don't need to get like a 64-ounce Dr. Pepper. It's not really necessary for a 2-hour movie.
Hold on, I'm typing it right now. There's more than I wrote to him, large popcorn and a drink. $60 question mark. Are you out of your mind? $20 is more than enough.
Yeah, 20 is more than enough. Like that I don't know how much I haven't bought a popcorn or a soda in a movie in probably 10 years. I have no idea how much that even costs.
20 should be enough for a popcorn and a drink.
It's got to be more. I would say 14. Any more than that, I'm just gonna say no. That's ridiculous. $6 for a soda and $8 for a popcorn. It can't be more than that. It's popcorn.
I'm sending him 20.
I don't know. That's more than generous too. I mean, the whole thing was an act of kindness. I mean, you didn't owe it to him. You did it out of the kindness of your heart. And then he started giving you demands and then requested $60.
As I'm on the air, he's sending me a reminder.
It's kids. Where did they get their balls from?
You know what? Listener Matt Morris Venmoed me $5. So it really only was, I just saw this now because I took it from my Venmo account. So really, I only paid 15 and Matt Morris paid 5.
There you go.
There you go.
Good job, Matt.
Charles, if you need the extra 5, we'll throw it in there. He's going to come back and be like, it was 23 something. I'm like, okay, here's another $5.
I actually wanted to talk football with Frankie. I tried the last time and I just can't get him. I guess I got to be quicker to the draw. But like I like Frankie. So I just kind of like I want the name of the guy that he thinks is going to play QB for the Jets. And I don't know is not a suitable answer. You can't say I don't know in the most important position in professional team sports. I don't know is not a reasonable answer. I need an answer to this question, Jake. And he acknowledged that the guy's name he's going to say probably isn't better than Rodgers.
Right.
Then why are we doing this? Like, I don't understand the upside in playing a guy you know is not as good.
The audacity of this guy. 60 bucks. I can't get over this. Continue. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, because Frankie wants to lose, baby. He wants to just bathe in losing.
It's not like we're at the end of a long run like the Golden State Warriors, and you look at it like, well, everyone's old and maybe it's time to redo this. It's like all our good players are young. Why would you want to? What you're telling me is you want to waste a year of Sauce's prime, Q's prime, Jermaine Johnson's prime after you wasted last year. Not your fault, but he still got wasted. Garrett's prime. You want to waste Olu's prime. You want to waste all these guys' prime to hopefully suck so bad that you can be the worst team in football and then get a quarterback. But we did that, and we got the number 2 pick, and we got Zach Wilson, and it made things a million times worse.
It's Charles Gorman's lucky day. Matt Morris has sent more money. So Charles Gorman he's not going to get 60, but I think he's going to end up getting 40 out of this. Here we go. 40 to another 20 is being sent to Charles Gorman. You people can't let him get away with this.
Well, now we can take Grandma, too. 40's enough for him and Grandma, right?
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Matt. He comes through. I believe that's M. Morris in the chat. Very nice of him. Just send me $20. I will make sure we get that to Gorman right now. So Gorman actually now has $40 for his experience of a lifetime at the movie theater tomorrow. Get more snacks or take Grandma Joe. Boom. It's being sent. Done. Another 20 on the way to Charles Eugene M. Gorman. Man, between the money that the Asmaniacs sent to give Cheats fan a birthday party, and now Gorman to go to the movies, and for Bobby to degenerately gamble it all away. I mean, who's better than this community?
You got some kind people. And like, this community is really something else. Like, Jet fans really are the best fans. Not only do they support their team like nothing I've ever seen, they take care of each other. Jet fans really are the best fans.
Dennis Gorman writes in, Charles is paying you back every penny of that money, Jake. I will force him to get working.
That's not how a favor works, Dennis. I'm giving him, it's an act of kindness.
Yeah, he doesn't owe me anything. I wanted to have a great experience at the movies. That was it.
It's paid for. It's not
somehow he got $40 out of it, but it's
for
worked out.
Popcorn and a soda.
And honestly, we just paid for his next movie.
Now he can take Grandma. Grandma can go. He can take Grandma.
Yeah, I want to see receipts.
Joe?
Tom Ace nailed this. I want to see some receipts. Is this covering his Uber at least?
He doesn't drive, right? Charles doesn't drive.
And maybe he's getting dropped off by Dennis or Grandma Joe or Charles's mother, whose name is escaping me now.
I just realized Charles doesn't drive and Chiefs fan doesn't drive. 2 of the 1 seeds, perhaps the 1 and 2 overall seeds, don't drive. It's just an interesting coincidence.
Did you say Bobby?
Oh no, Chiefs fan and Gorman don't drive. So you got
Bobby
2.
doesn't drive either. Oh, Roseanne Gorman, of course.
Bobby drives, does he?
No, Bobby doesn't drive.
So the 3 of the 4 1. I don't even know who the 4th 1 seed is. But so 3 1 seeds.
Everyone's assuming Bobby's a 1.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a safe assumption. Yeah, Bobby's had some. I would give him a 1 seed. I don't have a vote though, obviously. But I would give Bobby a 1 seed.
Does Lane drive? Lane could be a 1 seed.
Lane drive, I would imagine. I don't know. Lane. If that's the case, then V-Man goes down to a 2 seed. But I could see V-Man as a 2 seed because V-Man's feast or famine, and they don't want to give him a 1 seed. He's got some of the best calls, and he's got some weird calls too. So, like, V-Man can play himself out. Like, if he just has a bad call, and that's the last thing we remember, V-Man can get himself bounced. I'm just saying. Whereas Chiefs fan and Lane and Gorman never really have a bad call. They're models of consistency. So I would say, to me, and again, I don't have an opinion. I don't get an opinion. They would be your 1, 2, and 3 seeds in some order. Gorman, Chiefs fan,
V-Man might be the most dangerous 2 seed in that scenario then.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be in the same bracket as him and one of the other 1 seeds, because that's basically 2 1 seeds that you're going to have to go through, because B-Man may get a 2 seed, but he acts like a 1 seed in terms of dominance. It's a dangerous bracket to go through.
I mean, think about it. V-Man does love the number 2, as Boomtown brings up.
He does. I think they're showing us something there, Jake.
It's going to be a fascinating tournament. I mean, you have a who's who of people weighing in and opining. And
see, here's something. Where does Neil go? Like, I wouldn't want to face Neil, but he's not going to get a 1 seed because he doesn't call in enough, I would imagine. So what does he get, like a 3 or a 4 seed? Imagine you have to go through him to get to the Sweet 16.
Neil could be as high as a 2. Depends how
maybe
the committee decides. He's probably me personally.
Volume is a metric that they use. He doesn't have a volume.
Neil feels like
I don't know.
He feels like a 3 or a 4,
but
he could be a 2. Like Neil at his best is a 2 seed, if not a 1.
Well, like when you're filling out your bracket and you have 1 3 seed or 4 seed going through, there it is. But then okay, so he's a 3 seed and he's going against a number 1 seed in Chiefs fan to get to the Final 4. That's tough, man. That's tough for the voters. That's tough for everyone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman has responded to my Venmo saying, I know, I was just messing with you. Thanks, man. Well appreciated.
Oh, Charlie, can you bring Charlie in? He wants to talk about butter. Is he still on?
Oh, God. We really have to do this?
Yeah, I think so. I think me and Charlie maybe.
Charlie?
Oh, he's on a darkness. Oh, there he is.
Hey, Gary. I'm finally meeting Gary. I think we see eye to eye on a lot of things, Gary.
I think so too. I love the hat, by the way.
Oh, thanks, man. God bless you, man. You like butter, right? You're a big butter guy.
Big butter guy.
You love meat.
I do.
Big
I know
meat guy.
Gator's gonna have some fun with that, but yeah, I'm a big meat guy.
Okay. So I did the keto diet for a while, and it was probably closer to carnivore because I'm not a big vegetable guy. I don't eat vegetables. Like I literally do not eat. I don't really need them.
You shouldn't be eating vegetables.
Like I'm making some grass-fed beef right now on my stove, but man, what else? Not to get political, but I think we see eye to eye politically, which is another thing. I mean, you can kind of see it there.
I'll just say, I'm a born-again Christian and a gun enthusiast. It's probably not hard to figure out how I vote. I'll just leave it up. I'm trying to get political on the show. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm all the way to the right. Well, it's probably that way for you guys. But.
I'm gonna leave it at that. Yeah.
Are you guys on a date?
Yeah, we'll leave it there.
All right.
I mean, listen, if he goes to a Jets game, I mean, I'll probably see him.
I'll go to a Jet game, but it's got to be in September or on the road. I'm not. Maybe the first week of October, something like that. I'm not sitting in the cold anymore. That's out. So
yeah, I torture myself at like 5 games. Yeah. I'm in Nassau County. I'm
not sitting at a Jets game in the Meadowlands in November, or December. Just that's not going to fly.
Maybe I'm a big Mets fan, so maybe we'll see each other at a Mets game. I go to a lot of Mets games.
I'm going to try to go to a Mets. My wife is a Cubs fan, and on our anniversary, which is
nobody cares. You two go have your date somewhere else. All right. I got a Knicks game to be at soon, so we got to end the show shortly. But we got 2 heavy hitters before we do that. Ladies and gentlemen, sing along.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
David, how are you?
I'm doing just fine. Shout out to Aaron Rodgers if he decides to retire. Kudos to him. I heard some interesting, if he decides to play, maybe the Rams might be a good place for him to go. And as far as Frankie V goes, you handle him well, but I think you kept him on a little too long, buddy. I got tired of listening to him. And as far as the quarterback room, you got to go with Tyrod Taylor, and and bring in a free agent, maybe somebody in the draft or Travis, the kid from Florida State. And you know what, Jake? We, we've been unlucky for so many years. Maybe we need a little bit of luck as Jets fans.
I'll take it. I mean, we certainly got Aaron Rodgers, and then immediately he got hurt in the fourth play of the year. So
Yeah,
there's not a
yeah.
single fan base that is deserving more of a great year than the Jet fan. Not one.
Oh, I totally agree with you, buddy. So that's all I got.
Well, David, I'll tell you what. Great call. Love the bucket hat. It looks tremendous on you.
Thank you so very much, buddy. I love it.
I got my Iron UJ. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see. Sometimes when I have a few drinks, I slip and fall and break my face. Not that my vision was bad enough. Now I have this dog shit scar.
Hit the like button if you haven't. By the way, where's David T going to be seated? That guy is going on a run. Addison Super Chat says Barney isn't the only one getting stuffed. I'll let you guys figure out what that's in reference to. Ladies and gentlemen, one last call. Purple Belt Mike is here. Hello, Mike.
Yo, I just wanted to show off my helmet. I forgot to show it off yesterday.
Oh, yeah, the Namath helmet, baby. The grand prize.
Yeah, baby.
Let's see it. Here we go. Yes.
Look at that.
What'd you do? Oh, you got the certificate behind it there. That's sick.
Yeah, that's where I put it.
Is it in the man cave? Where is that?
I'm in the process of building my man cave upstairs, so it's like gonna take me another 2 months to fix it or finish it.
I love that.
But yeah, it's gonna go there. I have a Peyton Manning jersey that's gonna go there too. Got a lot of good stuff there.
I love it. Well, maybe you'll win more raffle prizes.
I know. People got to gift memberships.
Yeah, baby. I mean, I'll tell you what would look good next to that Namath helmet is his old Hall of Fame teammate, a Don Maynard signed helmet.
Yeah. I don't know how many memberships I'm in, but I'm in it for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of Gary's date there with the dog grooming guy, Charlie?
I thought they were going to cross swords. I don't know what was happening.
No, me too.
Yeah. All right, man. Let's go Knicks, baby. Let's go Knicks.
You got it. Hey, Gary.
What's up? This is not a date either. If I have something in common with someone, that doesn't necessarily make it a date.
Sounds
What's
like
up,
you guys
Mike?
are going to make sweet love.
Certainly not. Certainly not. You going to the Nick game tonight, Nick? Nick. Now, you going to the Nick game today, Jake?
I am. I got to leave shortly after the show ends.
All right. That's awesome.
I can't
How
wait
long
for
does
the
it
Nick
take you to
game
get
that we're
down
going
there?
to.
15 minutes.
Hey, Jake, let me ask you this. Nets play Philly today. Are the Nets going to make the play-in? Everyone else ahead of them is tanking and better at it.
I don't think so.
I doubt it. Now, I'll tell you what. Tom Ace with an interesting idea here. Send Gary $60 for the date. If I sent you money for you and Charlie to go on your first date, how would you feel, Gary?
It wouldn't cover the gas for me to get there to pick him up. So
you're
I appreciate it. It's a nice offer. I'm a happily married man. I don't really, we're good. I appreciate it, Tom. It's a nice offer.
Who would you rather date, Charlie the dog groomer or Brock Bowers?
I don't date guys, but I don't date anyone because I'm happily married.
So Brock Bowers, got it.
Did somebody
Okay.
say Brock Bowers?
Great line by Mike there. So you're interested. All right. We'll end it there. I don't think we could top that. What a show. Callers today, off the charts. Frankie was great at the beginning. All right. Thank you all. Join the Patreon. Get in our Discord. If you want to see the brackets before anyone, Patreon/Discord users will see it first. They come out at the end of this month. It's going to be wild. Absolutely wild. Anyway, as Charles would say, I'm going to end the show. Thank you to all who watched. We're back tomorrow. Matt O'Leary will join us in his weekly spot on the show. That will be at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So you have that to look forward to. My name is Jake Asman. If you've been watching for the last 2 hours and 19 minutes, you probably know that. So on that note, we end the show. And we end the show with something I like to call fake Asman.
Let's go to Dre on the Nutbuster hotline. Dre.
Hey, my guy. Good to see you as always. Anyway, I'm a little concerned about...
Damn it, Dre. Back to work, man.
Ah, shit. My boss is looking for those TPS reports. I gotta go, Fake.
Thanks, Dre. Let's go to the great Phenom. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Fake, I love your show, man. I wanted to talk about the Jets and their running back situation. You know, last year we had Dalvin Cook, and he was pretty awful. Wondering who might be available to pick up to complement Breece Hall.
Not sure.
Okay, what about maybe another wideout to give Rodgers more weapons? Who do you think we can get?
Got nothing.
All right. Well, how about on defense? Any other holes to fill there?
Probably. Yeah, I guess.
Fake, I'm starting to think you might not know much about the Jets. Something's off about this show, buddy. Are you sick or something?
Sick with my Jets passion.
Well, I'm going to go. This has been the worst call into a Jets show I've ever done. Damn!
Whoa. Another satisfied customer.
I think the second one, excuse me,